law lecturer. He likes to teach. So, good morning to you, Papa Kow.
Good morning, Wilberforce.
And it's good to see you.
Yes.
So you are here finally.
Yes. After many false dawns and many false starts, I'm here.
Okay. So Abdul Basit Mahama is saying that we say death is inevitable, yet we take steps to avoid. Okay, yes, indeed. Everybody takes steps to avoid. Lazarus says that we are not on ABC television. Okay, so we will speak to the ABC crew so that they pick the show as quickly as we can. Yes, Lazarus, thank you for that feedback. Okay, Papa Kow, good morning again.
Morning, brother.
Thank you for coming. So I am very certain that you followed the... Were you at the funeral yesterday?
No.
No, okay. But you followed the proceedings?
I did.
Yes, yes. Any of the departed souls a friend of yours or anything of that sort?
Sure. So, two. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane-Boama and Murtala Mohammed. They were my seniors in Legon by a year. And for those of us who were involved in student politics...
are you saying they were mates?
Murtala was, I think, behind me.
Okay.
And then Omane-Boama was ahead of
you. Okay. All right.
So they were in the same, shall we call it, pool of student politics and activism. And I was the campaign manager. I seem to be a perpetual campaign manager for the Millennium SRC presidency of Ken Gomado and Professor Michael White Pesa, head of SIGA. And indeed, during the campaign, I later became PRO of the SRC after they won power. But during the campaign, another matter of interest is that I was campaign manager and my comrade in arms was a certain Ransford Nanaya Ojampo. So you see where it goes. But yes, in General Assembly meetings, in strategy sessions, you encounter these people politically. Murtala and Albert Kwashiga, now a lecturer at the UPSC Law School, were on a certain presidential ticket after us. But we were in the same pool. You meet, you plan, you strategize. And then when I had the privilege of being in 2012 special assistant to the fantastic Marita Brew, who is now legal counsel to the president, when she was Attorney General. Of course, Omane-Boama was also, a minister.
I think Minister for Communications.
Yes. So again, and she's very close, or she was very close with Marietta. So we again met, and then of course there's Etta, who yesterday was standing with the children when the tribute was being read. There's cute, as we say in Ghana, lady. So we were in the same pool. Murtala, same. When I was seconded as a state attorney to the Youth Employment Agency now, first it was JIDA, after Manasseh's revelations. Then Murtala was, I think, Deputy Minister of Employment and Labor. So he used to come around, So we're in the same pool.
So there's been some interaction.
Yes. And we meet at social, things, social events. We meet at other things, common friends. And, so I know them, and it's sad. May God give their souls rest. And we just pray and hope that we will be better human beings, all of us, for what they lived and died for. Yes, because the task of building a nation is difficult and is sometimes thankless, and in this case, fatal. It was very emotive, listening to the tributes. And I was wondering, just like John Donne, I'm a man of literature above all else, for whom the bell tolls. And there's an Akan proverb also that so when you read John Donne, he says, do not ask for whom the bell tolls. In the olden days in England, the communities were settled around churches. So John Donne, in his musings, was hearing a bell toll. So he was asking, who is dead? Then he did some introspection and realized that, well, it could be tolling for him, even though he's physically alive. After this person, he may be next. And as we say in Akan, so I was asking myself, wow, so if I were to go, and we all go one day, will I have these fantastic tributes being read about me and all these kinds of things? So even for those of us who don't have our lives in particularly conventional ways. It is also a call to arms for us to set things right.
So the comment you made reminds me about Nobel.
Yes,
Alfred Nobel. How that his death was faked, and then when the tributes that came says the merchant of death is dead.
Correct. And then he realized that he needs to
do something,
change his ways.
Yeah, and that's how come we got the Nobel Prize.
Exactly. So he went into peace building and all those other things. Which yes, I'm
learning from you, literature professor.
I beg.
Okay. All right. So we've been joined by Council Alex Aban, who usually likes to sit on the technology and engage the rest of the world. And so today,
so again, it looks like today is a day of history. So Alex Aban would tell you that he was my mate at the LLB level.
Okay. And
another thing too that we have in common is that he is also a runaway from the seminary, just as I am.
Okay.
But again, it goes to Ghana politics, and I told him, and he knows, brilliant, honest man. I told him that he will not last in Ghanaian politics. You know why? Aban is too honest. He is too principled, and so I'm not surprised he became a one-term MP, though he was Deputy Minister of Health, and he discharged himself with a great distinction.
Yes.
And he was also, of course, JCR President for Commonwealth Hall, and he plays the organ fantastically.
Okay.
In case you didn't know that.
I didn't know
Pax Romana, he has many hidden sides, but fantastic guy. And it's sad that people like this, unfortunately, Ghanaian politics doesn't seem to have a lot of space for them. Sometimes I listen to him, and even when it is a matter of law, he's not MPP, he's not NDC, even though he has a side. Yeah. And that is the kind of country we should be building. Everybody must have a side. I have a side. I always say, I am not neutral, but I am objective. It is possible. And people like Alex prove it. So good morning, Uncle Ottenden.
Hey, Uncle, good to see you.
Okay, yeah, so he's putting on the headset so he can hear you. Okay, so good morning, Uncle Alex.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very, very well, and I'm happy to connect the two of you.
Yes. Eko is equally a fantastic young man. Or have you turned to be an old man now?
I'm somewhere in between, brother.
Eko, thanks for the compliment. It is just unfortunate that in Ghana we are looking for politicians, we are not looking for leaders. So that's what we have to pay, the price we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I have said it many times that if we allow leaders to take charge of the country will develop.
True.
But if we allow politicians to become leaders, then that's where we have the problem. Because the definition of politician in the mind of a Ghanaian does not convey any good sentiment at all.
True.
Because people think that politicians, the way we know them, are tricksters, people who have no principles. And sometimes we see it because you realize that you'll be in opposition, you'll be saying a lot of things. You come to government and then you change your words immediately.
Yep.
And thank God, these days with social media, they will start playing back your own words.
The internet never forgets.
Yes, and you see that you have lost all principles because you change your views depending on where you stand on the political divide, whether you are in government or whether you are in opposition. And that's a shame to us.
That's true.
Anyway, so it's quite an interesting observation by you, Mr. Council Alex Aban. And let me quickly pick your thoughts. Were you in any way connected to any of the fallen patriots? Did you serve in Parliament with Mutala?
At the time I went to Parliament, Mutala had not come. I think he tried to first enter Parliament by contesting the, I think Ablikuma North constituency. And then he failed. Then he decided to go to...
is it Nantom?
Tamale Central. Yes.
No. So I remember that he was in Parliament. I remember that he was in Parliament for Nantom, and then went out of Parliament, and then came back to Parliament for Tamale Central.
Came back.
Yes.
Yes, so I was in the 7th Parliament. In his case, I think he was.
I think he was part of the.
And then,
okay. All right. That's
and
fine.
then and then the 8th and 9th. I believe that's the case.
No, okay. So to the best of my knowledge, I think he's been in the. He's part of the 9th Parliament now. I think he was part of the 7th, but he was not part of the 8th Parliament. That's what I think. But we can verify that. No problem. Please go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. So let me take this opportunity to wish my deepest condolences to the bereaved family of Murtala, and of course all the others. Echo has already given the history about our relationship and how our paths crossed in the University of Ghana. So I don't intend to go back there. Having said that, I think that the best tribute we can pay to the fallen heroes is to make sure that the mission for which reason they embarked on that journey of no return is actually achieved. That mission was to stamp out galamsey. Indeed, if you drive through certain parts of the eastern region, certain parts of western region, western north, I mean, the gold and diamond areas, and you see the devastation that is going on, you ask yourself, in the next 20 years, where would we be if it is going on at that pace? And indeed, sometimes I think we play the ostrich. And this galamsey thing has become, if I may say, political football between NDC and MPP. When you are in opposition, you sing a different song. When you come into government, you sing a different song. And nobody should, begrudge me. The truth of the matter is that, as I see it, the politics of Ghana is just like the NDC, MPP, wearing different colors of the same fabric. Yeah. We are not doing well. And I think the electorate may lose confidence in the political class. But as we do that, we must also hold the same electorate responsible for the malaise that we have in the country. Because I can assure you, go to them, speak all the sense to them. Let them know that you mean well for them and that you are not there to go and milk the country, the resources of the country. Don't give them anything. They won't vote for you. Even though your intentions are genuine, and that if you are giving the nod, you will do as you have said. They don't believe anybody, so they will not vote for you. Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And even colleagues of mine, even lawyers, and people who have even gone to school, they meet me. And those who get to know me, I mean, I was doing a case just recently. Then usually I don't even give my credentials. I only say I'm Alex Aban, that's. I don't even use the honorable term and all those kind of things, because I have always said that it must be restricted to the premises of Parliament. Mm-hmm. So you don't go say that, oh, I'm honorable, so and so. Then somebody told the police officer that, oh, he is a former MP and a former deputy minister. Then the policeman said, hey, no, where the idea? Clear and thinking that, having been in politics at that level, I've had the largesse of state resources coming to me. Please, I say it on your radio, and I've said it many times. I have never taken a peswa of the country's resources. Never. And so when I'm talking about corruption, I'm able to speak my mind without looking behind my shoulder to see who is coming.
It is the Catholic priest
So
training.
I beg you. But of course, I haven't gone to the seminary.
And Alex, you know, I always used to tease you when we met in court the last time that I'm better than you because I ran away in the 4th year. He ran away in the 6th year, just 1 year before
the end.
And that's why he learned the organ skills.
Okay.
He was the organist for Pastor Romana.
And I stand by it. Echo.
Uncle.
The Archbishop is coming to my village next week. We are doing a lot of preparations. Please.
Okay.
From here, just send me Momo
to
support what you are doing.
Martin,
and your minimum must be 2,000. And this one I've done it on
there. I'll ask for rebate.
Yes, I've done it. So from here, just give it.
You know, just like you, good. I'm also quote unquote poor by Ghanaian standards because of honesty and principle. It's out to 1,000. Okay. So from here, you just give me 1,000.
We have agreed on the amount.
I'll send, and Wilberforce is the witness.
Okay. So back to the issue.
Yes.
So we cannot blame only the politicians. Okay, but of course they are the ones with the platform to speak, and that is why part of the blame or the chunk of the blame must go to them. Well, if you go to tell people that, oh, you know what, this government is disturbing you. When we come, we will let you continue with the galamsey. And then you say, oh, responsible community mining and all those. These are just mere words that we are playing around. Let us face it and face it well. And so let us take stance that, look, it is to curb galamsey that we lost 8 gallant men of this country. Enough is enough. We must make conscious efforts to also help those people. But in doing that, we must agree that these are people who have seen gold money. And so their taste buds are quite high. How are we going to restore them to some kind of living which they have become accustomed to? It's one of the areas we must be thinking about. It's not going to be easy, but if we put our hands to the wheel, we will succeed together. After all, this is not the only country where we have mining activities going on. In some other countries, they also have mining activities. Why is it that their rivers are still clean? Now, if you drive towards Takoradi, you get to this place where we have the bridge on the Pra
River.
Yes. Then the turbidity of the water so bad, so bad. It looks like very well prepared coffee, laced with milk. How can you, draw water from this and purify it and drink it? You can imagine the amount of work that Ghana Water will have to do to get potable water to our homes. You go through Abomosu area there and all that, you cross the Brim River, the same. And Cobra, the same. Why are we doing this to ourselves? But it will come back to the politicians. Let our yes be yes. Let our no be no. Let us be principled. It is the only way that we can develop this country. But if just for the sake of power, we will lie to the people and come and do another thing in government, posterity will judge us badly. By way of initial comments, let me end here.
Okay, interesting. And this conversation this morning is really about the fight against galamsey, because after the funeral and everything, what are we going to do? And that is the question that we are asking. So let me come to you, Papa Kow. So as a country, should we admit that we have failed in the fight against galamsey? When I say admit, I'm talking about the political establishment and the political elite. They need to accept from both sides that, look, we failed. And that this tragedy acts as a springboard for us to restart the fight against galamsey. Should that be the position that we should be seen?
Yes. Naturally. You see, there's a fancy proverb that the most difficult person to wake is the one who is pretending to be asleep. I repeat and think about it. The most difficult person to wake. Because he's pretending to be asleep. No matter how much you try to wake him, because there is an agenda or he has a point to prove, he will never wake. But if Wilberforce, you are to sleep naturally. And depending on whether you're a light sleeper or a deep sleeper, you know, I come and tap you. You might wake, or after the second tap, then if you are a deep sleeper, then you wake. So we have to accept that these things deserve an F on both sides. And you see, I'm happy my learned friend and colleague Alex is on the other line, at least in his short-lived stint in politics. Apart from practice, also a law lecturer. And we did natural resource law. He tell, look, the history and the reason why the problem is the way it is because of a certain colonial construct. So what we are doing is just to deal with the symptoms and not do a proper diagnosis. Let me be brief. As you said, I like to teach. It's the only thing which I said, even if I had $1 billion, they always say that if you had $1 billion or didn't need to work again, what else would you do? What you want to do? If you answer that question, if you had $1 billion, what you want to do for free? That is really your vocation, or what you like to do. For me, it's teaching. My initial part.
Me too. I like to teach.
I know. That's why you're always learning in the room downstairs. And so, mining was a traditional activity, but it came from that African construct of we explore the environment, we don't exploit it. So, in traditional pre-colonial times, we had mining. Indeed, during even the or during the colonial times, we had 3 Ghanaians who were so rich that they were trading on the London Stock Exchange. Have you heard of Jacob C?
Yes.
Have you heard of Park Grant?
Yes.
Have you heard of? So you know that story. Then the British came and realized that
no, I don't know the story. So tell the story.
So
assuming I even know, the listeners may not know. Yes, so please tell the story.
So then we were doing it in a sustainable environment because there were all number of, shall we call them, edicts and taboos against using the environment in a way that was not helpful to the rest of us. Because don't forget that in the African setting, we don't see life just as physical. There's also the spiritual dimension. And there is a break or a chain between the living, the dead, and the unborn. So there were numbers of what you call it, the edicts against polluting the environment and consequences thereof. Then we came to the colonial time. And don't forget that the colonial enterprise was mostly about resources. If we had nothing, if Africa were a Sahara desert, nobody would bother with us. But it was about resources. So they came, and of course, they had to bring laws that will make them have dominance over our resources. So what did they do? Look at your colonial mining laws, which are replicated in principle, the same structure today. So they banned Ghanaians, and then what they did was to say that, okay, mining is capital intensive. So when we mine, we will take 90% to the crown. That was the first colonial law. We'll take 90% to the crown because we are using heavy earth, and you don't have the capacity as natives to purchase those equipment. So we'll take 90% to the crown. We'll take 7% to the central government or the colonial government in Accra. Then we'll leave 3% for the local community. So the formula was 90 to the crown, 7 to the central governor or the governor then, whether Hudson, Gaggisberg, whoever, to develop. And then 3% to the community in which the mining was done. And that's where we have this so-called CSR, corporate social responsibility. They'll build this on classroom block, and you are happy and swimming and dancing and making merry. And so if you look at it, the history of the colonial laws were replicated even in the post-colonial laws. It was Nkrumah, Rawlings, and who tried. So if you read, you see that everybody from Nii Kpakpo Samoa Addo, they were engaged in these resource negotiations to try and rectify this. But largely, that structure has remained. Now, because the levels of desperation and population increase have come about, galamsey actually came from the gather them and sell. So when the miners, the big mining conglomerates, finish and close a pit, it's not yet at the South African level. Then the locals will go and then also try and take the alluvial and other such, wash it, see what they can make of it, and then also sell. But what we have now is an industrial scale, not gather and sell, but extraction, which goes to destroy the environment, as we all know and Alex is saying, that also even now threatens national security. The last thing I heard was that there was a community called Bontefo or something. The police went there on one of these anti-galamsey things, and the community mobilized.
There was a clash.
So now we have pockets of the state that are resisting and almost defying the authority of the state. Multiply this across a scale factor of even 10 communities in Ghana. Let a few mercenaries enter, and what you are going to have will be pockets of lawlessness, which the state will be hard pressed to do. Every government has tried, but what has happened is that the proverb exists: the most difficult person to wake is the one who is pretending to be asleep. The interest in galamsey are so very high and mighty and powerful that it has now also become entwined with the dead hand of politics, as Alex is saying. So it is difficult. So the first thing, just like a sick person, is to admit that you are sick. So as you rightly said, the first thing for the political class to do is to admit that there is a problem we have filled. Second, how do we solve it without the political point scoring? And then thirdly, then together we can move towards a solution. Galamsey is never going to stop. So sometimes when you refer to me as a lawyer, I say, no, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a contrarian. I have my views on Ghana upside down. Listen to me carefully and you can quote me. Galamsey in Ghana is not going to stop. But what we can do about it is to minimize its deleterious effects. It's like crime. The mere fact, exactly. Okay. The mere fact of the existence of the Ghana Police Service is not going to stop crime. But what the police have done, or what the police do everywhere else, is that their mere presence, one, serves as a deterrence to crime, and then when there's crime committed, then they move in. It's not every crime they solve, but at least you are able to be here. I'm able to drive. We meet, we have a conversation. Alex is listening to us, our listeners are listening to us, and they are not in morbid fear of being attacked or being beaten. Crime still exists. Today, I'm sure somebody will be robbed. I'm sure today a laptop will be stolen. I'm sure a phone will be snatched. Does it mean that the police have failed? No. But at least their presence is deterrence and admission of the fact that there's something called crime. So if the politicians do these three things, admit the failure, come to an apolitical solution, then collective action, then we can now move towards. I don't want to go radical and go into those theories of expropriation or nationalization, which I know I'm going to get into big trouble for saying so again. The best thing that happened to us, for all his faults, but big men or great people have greater problems or weaknesses, and that's what Kwame Nkrumah tried to do. We are not going to do this. Let's keep it in the ground till we are ready to, mine, and those we have moved past that stage. It's not possible to do a Venezuela or to do a Niger or Burkina Faso or Mali and do expropriation. No, but it is still possible to have a win-win. And like you rightly said, the political class are the people who are entrusted with power. You understand? Your car park attendant downstairs does not take taxes from me. He's not in a position to build roads or a hospital.
He may take a tip from you, but he doesn't take taxes.
Exactly. I mean, that's an informal tax. You see, and I mean, in literature, we call it lubricating social relations. But if somebody is entrusted with the power, he must do what is right. And I think the social contract in Africa is distorted. We bring people, we are shareholders of the country. We appoint a management system who are known as politicians for an entity that is permanent, known as the state. And yet the employees feel like they are doing us, the employers, a favor. And we are also part of the problem because of how we make them feel, because of how we also do not allow them to work, asking for favors, disturbing them with all manner of gravy train benefits. And so now the inverse relationship exists. So one, there must be acceptance of failure. This political ping pong, MPP, NDC, as Alex said, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Second, what is the collective action, which starts from legislation? Because don't forget, above all else, mining is a legal activity, and now, of course, an illegal activity. Then the last is the movement into action. When this country comes together, we say Busuya Dofunu. Is that not so? For all the things that our political class are capable of. When they come together to do something, they do it. It's beautiful. Last one being this funeral.
Yes.
Look at how well done it was. Look at, the symbolism.
2 former presidents, a sitting president, 1 former vice president.
Great.
A sitting vice president. They were all in the same space.
Exactly. And you didn't, of course, apart from, and that's another thing too you must understand. Every great thing has waste products. But I know we'll come to that. So those on the fringes abusing free speech in the name of this death, they are even necessary. It's like your body. There are amounts of germs in your body, but once they are tolerable, it's like crime. Yeah. You even need it. There's a bit of alcohol in your body. You are aware. Even if you don't drink alcohol. Exactly. Even though you don't drink, there's a bit of alcohol in your body. So those things are just the products that are clinically tolerable. But when our political class decide to come together, they can do it. So everything from this funeral to ex gratia in parliament, where there has never been any dissension, great. They can do it. But what has happened is that because our politics is about ego, grandstanding, and point scoring, it's difficult to get consensus. And
it's affecting issues of national interest. Okay, let me just establish that Mr. Kwame Jantuah has joined us in the studio today. Good morning to you, Mr. Jantuah.
Good morning.
And it's good to see you. He's an expert when it comes to mining and all those kind of stuff. So he's going to bring his perspectives to the fight against galamsey. I'm hoping that he's going to point to the politicians that you have failed. So because you have failed, you need to take responsibility.
I hope.
Well, yes, I'm hoping.
I said it.
Well, yes, I think so.
It's not today.
Okay, I've not seen him in a
I want to. Yes, I want to go to Mr. Aban, and then I'll come to you because you are in the studio. But Councillor Aban, so the question that I asked Paco, and he has come up with a lot of interesting stuff, and I can see that he's really a historian. He knows his history. But I want your thoughts about whether admitting at this point where we are, 2025. Today's date is what? 16th of August 2025, a day after we buried our 6 gallant patriots. Let's all come together and accept that, look, we have failed the state in terms of a fight against galamsey. We apologize, we are sorry, but beginning from Monday, which is what, 18th, Yes. beginning from Monday, which is 18th, we are going to go on a path to fight galamsey and to make sure that we stop its effect. Would that be a good approach? We have already heard the Minister for Foreign Affairs going ahead of government spokespersons and indicating that we are going to see a fight against galamsey in a scale that we have never seen before. And I'm talking about Okujeto Ablakwa. The video is available. But my question is, should we admit that we have failed? If yes, what do we do next after that admission? Okay, it looks like we can't hear Councillor Ban. Okay. Can you
hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
First of all, like Eko said, we must admit we should not play the ostrich. Okay? But after admission, what next? Is it just going to be by word of mouth saying that, oh, we admit that this is the case? In fact, what I know is that even the people we are going to talk to, you realize that because this business is so capital intensive, the boys on the ground are actually working for a master. And that master most probably is a politician. And so serious work needs to be done. But those who are really involved are the politicians themselves. We cannot run away from that. And so if the politicians say, no, we are stopping, we are not going to continue with this dastardly act, it will stop. But because of the financial reward, huge ones, that come to these politicians, I can assure you, if we don't have the political will and the individual willpower to stop it, we will never stop it. Because the politician wants to maintain his position, maintain his hold over the people, okay? And in doing that, he has to still create the situation of patronage, whereby people now see him as their provider. And to be able to do that, he must have very deep pockets. And one easy way of doing that is to either corrupt yourself, or if you don't have that opportunity and you have the financial wherewithal, you go into galamsey, you make the money, and people come, they flock to you. Unfortunately, in a country or in a society where all our values have been subsumed or subdued under wealth or riches, if you are a truthful person, you don't have money, so who cares about you? If you are honest, you don't have money, who cares about you? If you are principled, you don't have money, who cares about you? And so with that, as the social psyche, anybody who really wants to control people wants to have money. Simple. In fact, this problem is not only in galamsey issue. It has to do with the values of the country. In those days, if you were even 6 years, if you were even in class 6, maybe 12-year-old boy or something like that, and you are next in line to a certain stool in chieftaincy structures, look, they would put you there, and the elders themselves will be a hedge around you to support you. Now, when a stool falls vacant and they are looking for suitable persons, look, you may be the wisest, you may be the next in line, but they may not give it to you. They will ask some silly questions like, oh, as though the stool says that it is hungry. And so it has permeated through all our social fabric. In fact, you go to the universities now, people who want to put themselves up for leadership positions now start paying bribes. You go to GFA, when our football is on its knees, people go there, sell their conscience, go and take bribes to do anything. And if the country will even suffer for it, they care less. People are in government, they go into negotiations, and sometimes when they accept certain terms in certain contracts, you ask yourself whether they were blindfolded or whether they are part of the contract they used chalk or charcoal to write. And they did not even read it. It's all because we have subdued all our values to money and wealth. So once I am rich, I am powerful, people will follow me. What do we see? Anybody who intends to lead in Ghana must be a rich man. In the US and other places, you must be a leader. They look at you, this guy is good, and then they rather would put in money to support you. In Ghana, you have to have money to give to people. And so because of that, those who think that the easy way to make money to be powerful, so that they can use that as a conduit to get to political power, if they think that the best way to make that money is galamsey, they will do it. And so the small flies were the people that these gallant men were going to see. The real culprits probably were sitting in Accra, and they sit there, get the excavators and all other these huge capital intensive equipment to the guys on the ground. They micromanage it from their base in Accra, and then they will still turn around, come and sit on radio and pontificate about stopping galamsey. Let us ask ourselves, the politicians in NDC, the politicians in MPP, do they not have machines and people working for them? So we can say, yes, we admit. But after admission, the next day, are we going to withdraw our machinery from the ground? Or we are still going to turn a blind eye as though we have not seen anything and make it seem as though it is the boys on the ground who are the owners? They are not. They are only hirelings in the hands of the rich and powerful. When you move from, I can mention a few names. I mean, a few communities. You move from Kumasi, you get to Anyankwanta, before you turn towards Asin and go. You see all these machines that are on display for sale, and they are used for galamsey. Who buys them? Why were they brought into the country? How did they get through the ports if we wanted to stop galamsey? All those machineries are used in, and you go, they sell not only the machinery, they also sell even personal, apparel, accoutrement that we can wear, like Wellington boots and all those kind of things. You go to the mining communities, and when they are selling these things, don't think that it is for farmers. It is for galamseyers to go and bastardize our environment. You go to places like Kede, and on the streets, they are selling them, right? You go to what other place? At least these are things that I saw with my own eyes as I traveled through these communities. Those machinery there, how did they get into the country? And so, yes, we admit, but the next issue is willpower. First, on the scale of the country, where we will call political will, and on the scale of the individuals who are involved in this menace, which we may call their own willpower to stop it. Failing which, we will still be talking about galamsey every year in, year out, without seeing any solution to it.
Okay, so beautiful submissions there, and I'll come to you again, Council, so you stay with us. But let me come to Mr. Jantuah, who is in the studio. Before I do that, so Baba says that free speech is certainly under attack by the current administration. What has Kevin Taylor, Hunter, and a host of others not say about Nana Addo, his appointees, and his government? Okay, we will talk about the issue about free speech in the course of this show. It's a second topic. We'll talk about it, so your comment will be digested. The death of these gallant men must not be in vain, but should rather embolden us as a nation to be brutal in our fight against these environmental crimes. Okay, so Baba, your thoughts very well said. We would get Mr. Jantuah to pass a comment shortly, and hopefully he will agree with you. Okay, so Kojo says that my condolences to the family of all the fallen heroes. May their souls find peaceful rest in paradise. Amen. And indeed, amen, Kojo, to that. Christopher has come in with 2 long messages. Good morning, Wilberforce, your panel. Good morning, panel and Wilberforce. I'm really sorry to say that the 8 gallant men died for nothing. President Mahama can't stop galamsey today or tomorrow. What didn't President Nana Addo do in his first term in the fight against galamsey? Unless they introduce the shoot and kill method, nothing would change. What is the difference between responsible corporate mining, community mining, and small scale mining? Boss, the politicians are just fooling the masses. And that is Christopher. And Christopher again says that the country with more V8s than common sense. Did you see the number of V8s at the Independence Square yesterday? More than half belong to the state, while schools in Greater Accra are decaying and collapsing. What okay, so I will not use the word that you used. Ghana is not that kind of country. We have challenges, but we are not what you are saying we are. Abdul Basit Mahama is saying that I watch these politicians every day racing through traffic with their sirens, motorcades, police escorts, as if Ghana is burning. And they are rushing to save us, but they are not rushing to save us. They are in a hurry to go and fail us. Every time they push their way through traffic, what they are really saying is, clear the road, incompetent is running late, or incompetence is running late. Do you get the drift of Abdul Basit Mohammed's message that he's been in this morning? Okay, so Comensa says that my condolences. Okay, so he says that my condolences to all Ghanaian politicians, especially NDC party, is so bad. Special greetings to Godfred Nana. Okay, so he's saying some greetings to some people. Okay, Mr. Jantuah. So the question has been asked. Alex has expressed his views. Papa Kow has also expressed his views. But to take it perhaps a notch higher, beyond what the initial question was, you have consistently shared your thoughts about galamsey on this show, so it's not new. But the issue now is that following this sad passing of our 8 through this helicopter crash, who were on their way to attend a program which was launching responsible mining, there's the call that, look, this should not be in vain. I know one of the texters says that he's afraid. I think Christopher, he says he's afraid this death is going to be in vain because the galamsey fight cannot be stopped. But we are all hoping that we can stop it so that it's not in vain. What can we do to ensure that this 8 and their deaths doesn't go down the drain in the next 4 years, at least the lifespan of this Mahama administration, that it doesn't go waste, but through it we can comfortably say that we launched the fight against galamsey and we succeeded? Mr. Jantuah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry for my voice. I'm not feeling too well. I would like this to be the last time we hear never again.
Yeah.
I would have thought the death of Major Mahama would have been the last ever again where galamsey is concerned. But it hasn't. And maybe I might agree, if I'm not being too optimistic that the fact that we haven't been able to do anything with Major Mahama's death, this would happen again. Madam Bisiu, what happened? Wasn't it galamsey? Major Mahama, wasn't it galamsey? Now this one, isn't it galamsey? For me, I think the thing that needs to be done is to fish out the financiers. The Minister for Natural Resources, my good friend Boa, when he came, what did he say? He will expose all those who were financing galamsey. Do you know any financier who has been fished out? Do you?
No.
So, if we can't fish them out, who are they? Do you know any private company that is doing galamsey?
Private company?
Yes. Private sector companies. Do you know any of them that is doing galamsey? I don't know. I don't know whether you know.
Well, I know that there are private companies that are into mining. Some of them, or most of them, licensed.
I'm saying galamsey.
Okay. So
they say now it's not called galamsey. It's called what?
Environmental terrorism.
Environmental terrorism and illegal.
In fact, there's ecocide.
Ecocide.
Yeah, so ecocide it's actually being considered as an international crime.
Yes, it isn't.
Yes, where so just like genocide,
piracy,
all those crimes, crimes against humanity,
especially where water is concerned.
Yes, so ecocide.
Crime. Do you know any other private companies? I don't know.
I don't.
Do you know the banks? Who? Oil and gas companies? Do you know any? None of them. So who are into it?
Maybe they are metaphysical bodies.
Well, for me, I think the first point of call is politicians. The Speaker of Parliament, what did he tell us? He told members of Parliament, we know those who are doing galamsey. First point of call, fish them out.
They are Santehine.
That's Otunfo.
Yes,
said the same thing.
There was a summit at the AICC, Accra International Conference Center, and the Santehine said there, and it was a gathering of chiefs, politicians, and all those. He says that the people who were sitting in that gathering,
yes, they know the people who are
the people who are behind galamsey. The Santehine told them in that meeting.
Yes. It
was put together by Abu Jinapo when he was Minister for Lands and Natural Resources.
Apart from, let's say, the private sector.
So what? The cat is in charge of governing smoked fish?
Yes.
Is that what was
Yes, that's what you were saying.
So, apart from the private sector, who earns over $1 million in this country? If we want to take people who own over $1 million, apart from the private sector, who? So you ask the question, how much does it take for a politician to campaign? Sometimes it's over 1 million cedis, sometimes it's over 2 million cedis, sometimes it's over 3 million cedis.
Hey, 2 million is small.
So you ask the question. Where do they get the money from?
I'm told that averagely, for anybody to become a member of parliament, they need about 7 million Ghana cedis.
How much is that in dollars?
Well, we have to do the calculation, but
divided by 10.
10, yes.
That's like $700,000.
$700,000.
That's even small.
How many people earn $700,000 in this country? So don't you think we should start from that point? Yes. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate. All our heads of state in this Fourth Republic have cried, we will fight it, Have we seen them touch politicians? No. We haven't. Why? I don't understand how God has given us a natural resource that is supposed to do what? Help us and make us better. It's rather killing us. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. So, politicians, number 1. Chiefs, number 2. Otunfo, the chief in Chebi, Ochehene, all those big chiefs, they should destool any chief they see doing galamsey.
I think we saw an example with the Asante Hene. Yes.
Do more. Do more. Look, right now, if we get galamsey hitting the Volta area, we are finished. We are finished.
Why do you say so?
The water bodies there are still clean.
So
and we've got a lot of fresh water there.
The Volta Lake.
Yeah, the Volta Lake and its tributaries around it. The north, are they not doing galamsey there? Every part of Ghana, where? All those areas. So the chiefs, number 2.
Exactly.
Number 3, foreigners. And those who lead the foreigners to these places.
Who are obviously Ghanaians.
Number 4, the security services. They are supposed to enforce the law, aren't they? The police are supposed to enforce the law. Yesterday I heard the police in Manso Kwanta, is that area, where they pelted the police people. They are so comfortable with galamsey that they go to the galamseyers to take money. Should deal with them. 5, security services again, the military. I think President Mahama should set a separate military force for galamsey. Me, I've said it, and I'll continue to say it. Shoot to kill. You know why I say shoot to kill? They kill a few people. Kofi's mother will say, hey, Kwame, and go, in the rural areas. Gradually. I mean, if you kill a few of the people and yes, the people in the pits, you can't say they are part and parcel, but there are some people within the community, because right now galamsey has become community based. When you look at the thing that happened in Manso Kwanta, it's community based. But how can the community, living in the community, spoil the lands for everybody? How? Not possible. Do they care?
I saw a video where there were these women in that community who were screaming and shouting on top of their voice, and their argument was that if you are coming to stop galamsey, what work should the young people in the area do? I also saw another person with a video who says that galamsey is what we do as young people here to survive. If you want to stop us from doing that, come and set up a factory, and all the young men will go and work in the factory, then we'll stop doing the galamsey. So I see these women, elderly women and young people, connecting economics directly to this galamsey issue.
Okay,
how do we deal with that? Yes.
I mean, let me start, with Senior Jantuah's fantastic breakdown he's giving. I only beg to differ in a small respect before I come to you on the last part. Remember I said that the first problem of galamsey are dysfunctional post-colonial laws and survival.
Yeah, so the survival part is where the question.
Okay. I just think that I'm also very heavy-handed. Sorry,
yes.
Asini, I hope I'm not taking.
No, please go ahead. Yes.
It's just the two of us here.
The shoot to kill, I have a bit of a legal challenge with it because our laws allow for killing only after judicial process.
I understand.
I get the example of it. That they have to make an example.
But they are killing us.
All of us.
They are killing us.
So what I rather call for is that there should be 2 things. Specialized courts. We've had specialized courts for everything from domestic violence, not to downgrade their importance, but everything from domestic violence to commercial cases. Why can't we have specialized courts for galamsey? And
I think the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice who's in suspension, did something of that sort. Yes,
good.
She came up with something of that sort, as far as I remember.
And that if we have to amend the laws because of ecocide and the fact that they are killing all of us, as Senior Jantuah says, then maybe we amend the laws to make it, after due process, a capital offense. You see,
treason.
Great.
Treasonable.
Exactly.
In fact, the global, the external world is now giving consideration to this ecocide thing.
Yes.
It's not. It's part of the
Gentium crimes.
Yes. And then they are proposing them and saying that let's admit them as an international crime.
Yes,
it's not been admitted. If it is, it's the International Criminal Court that will be invited to try people.
But you see, the interests are such that, and today is not the day to talk about post-colonialism. Even yesterday, the plastic waste. The plastic. Calm down. The world will change, but it will be slow.
What about the plastic waste?
There's an international conference where they are seeking an international resolution.
They couldn't come to a conclusion.
They couldn't come to a conclusion.
Okay.
You know the interests that are at stake in this world. We are now say but let's come to the matter. Shakespeare says something that diseases desperately grown by desperate measures are relieved, or else not at all. So if we do not, as Senior is saying, take those heavy-handed approaches, because they are killing all of us. It's different if, excuse me to say, you were in Ochimberry Ate and you were doing, let me even play devil's advocate, and you were just polluting the water in Ochimberry Ate for you and your people if you don't have vision or sight. And you people will die. But here it is. Everything. You see our yams that are going. Very soon you see the EU. They'll bring some phytosanitary something and say that you can't even bring your yam and non-traditional exports there. It will have implications for our foreign exchange bill. You see, the problem is more serious than we think. So I would only differ. It's just like when the judges are giving their judgments in law. They say they will arrive at the same conclusion, but they will differ in part. One will say to go to Kumasi, I'll use I'll use Kufri. So I think we should just deal with them heavy-handedly after due process. Then the question of survival. Brother, if it's a question of survival, I mean, off camera, we're all, teasing ourselves about how people laugh at us for the cars we drive and because of the principles we have. Who don't we know? But you see, there's a certain pride, and I think that's what is missing in Ghana now, about having values that are utilitarian. You see, I'm not a Marxist, I'm not a socialist, I'm contrary to what people think. But the point is this, that the greater good is always the best good. But what is happening in Ghana now is that my good, whether good or bad, is conflated for the greater good. It should become the greater good. So survival. Why? Before these galamsey activities got out of hand, how were the youth living? Why? You think Mr. Jantuah here, with the people he knows, with his qualifications both in England and Ghana, cannot just walk to one of his friends or and say, hey, my friend, give me a V8 70th anniversary and let me drive it? You think I can't walk to Jubilee and say, give me a, whether the past Jubilee or this current one, and say, give me a Range Rover? You think you cannot? But there's a certain trying home.
You weren't brought up like that.
You understand? Where you take your time and go through life gradually. So if you cannot find, and you see me, I always say that the issue is not, look, there have been interventions. He is an extractive industry expert, both in law and in practice. He'll tell you more. Look, there have been interventions to help galamsey people. What they tell you is that, to me, like what Paul said in the Bible, when I was young, I drank milk. Now that I'm old, I chew bones. There have been X number of interventions, catfish farming. They've been taking off alternative livelihood. They say, if I go and sell a gram,
make money.
Now I can afford, if you permit my saying so, before my other favorite friends, the feminists come for me, the best girls and the bigger cars and the rest. It is now that catfish and dabena have live cases of people who were given alternative life. So you see, because he's an expert, he had despair. But the despair on his face.
The alternative means does not match with the existing.
Because the person started. You see, exactly. The person started with the person started by being exposed, and there are cases of people dropping out of school. Now it's even gone to the water, but in marijuana terms, again, 65. Go and check that report by Giho. Kwame Nkrumah commissioned the study. The marijuana in Ghana is the highest grade in the world. Are you aware? And it's been
everything is highest grade in Ghana because of our soils.
Volta region and Bronga Hafu. I still do not. I find it difficult. These 16 regions. You let me finish.
And we have not been able to actually
that is the highest
legalize
the
sale of it.
Nkrumah Commission is there. 65 a year before he was overthrown. A study where Gihok, not this current, Gihok, but the proper industrial, holdings, said that we have the highest. Everybody from those who come from Fela to Steve Marley and who come together and say, wow, Wyclef, and they say, you people have something. We are not saying everybody should get high. We are talking of the strain that is used for medicine and other things, but that's a different conversation. So I'm saying that these people, it is not that it is basic survival for them. It is because they have tasted blood, and now to ask them to drink milk is difficult. And because of our system. So you see, we have allowed this thing to become like the hydra-headed monster in Greek mythology, which is now threatening to consumers until we adopt, and I wholly associate myself with a heavy-handed approach. We are going nowhere. Otherwise, you know what? By parity of reasoning, then we should also tell ourselves, senior, that armed robbers, survivor, pedophiles should tell us they are horny. That is their taste. People who drive recklessly and kill other people should be. They said they have a need for speed, a speed thrill. But no, we cannot allow it. So let's go heavy-handed. Yes, for all their faults, at least the corporate miners do a better job of environmental sustainability and reclamation. We can't run away from it. It's a case of choose your poison. And they are better regulated, and there are better sanctions that follow. At least they pay some taxes, even if it's still that. Remember, and he's here, the formula I gave you. So when the governor left, then now 90% still. We have all manner of crazy foreign retention agreements. You are aware?
Yeah.
Where the companies are allowed to repatriate their money and in foreign exchange. But
even the GIPC Act.
Section, yes. 15 and 17 and 23, yes. But let's not go there today. And you see, like the more I can't say it on air, it's okay. I have only 2 solutions for Ghana, and it's as Alex was saying, it's not your MPP NDC, okay? But it's not. My lawyer tells me my views on Ghana's democracy or the joke that it is are subversive, so I should keep it to myself. But if this is what Nkrumah, for all their faults, Dankwa and Co thought we would do with this independence, I'm sure they would have left us to the British to say Gaggisberg, Hodgson, and continue. Because, betrayal, and the thing about betrayal is that it never comes from an enemy. It always comes from a friend. Within. Like it's more painful when you see, as just Montutu said, the only thing that has changed since independence is the color of the oppressor. But the system that they created. So now that the governor said, it's still the 97.3. Because still, these foreign companies, then they'll come and pay, let's say, buy center spread of Daily Graphic. Say we paid $7.6 billion and we did this and we did that, and fine. Then the 3% that's left to the local community, they will build some 6 classroom unit and then they all are glory. Then
we'll go and commission it.
And then these people have no case about survival. Survival is important, but at whose expense, as Senior Jantuah is asking? Should your survival be at our collective expense? So we must not, what I've realized about this democracy, what we understand with it, is that democracy does not mean that you should misbehave. We all have survival issues. Left to me alone, I was living in Trasaco driving a Range Rover. But the value that society has put on my labor and my own choices do not allow me to go there. I'm just working gradually towards.
But why do you want to live there?
Because it is closer to Legon, where I play football.
Why do you want? If you don't live there, what will happen to you?
It's closer to Legon, where I play football.
What will happen to you? Nothing will happen to you.
Yeah, I know.
There are the argument. There are other places you can live and feel very comfortable.
It's not about comfort.
What is it?
I'm very comfortable where I am senior, but it's about Legon, where I play football, and I have most of my other activities.
Mr. Jantuah currently lives at Westlands.
Yes. No, he's from Old Money.
You are where?
Lashibi, that far.
Imagine.
Even the name is not sexy.
New Tantra Hills. That's where
I mean, understand this. Mr. Jantuah is from Old Money. Principled Old Money. So he doesn't need.
Be careful.
Their fathers and their grandfathers were the people who, with labor, dignity, class, accumulated enough. I mean, he didn't even need to come to Ghana. I don't even know why he's in Ghana, but that's a different discussion.
He loves Ghana.
Came back.
He loves Ghana.
You know.
Yes.
Yes. So me and him, we go from way back from UK and Ghana and everything. But you see, so the survival argument is not. And the funny thing I know about this is that my boys, I left at the IE, my first job. They tell me, said they're going to do galamsey. Look, like you rightly said, when they enter a town, if Mr. Jantuah is the commander of the police that is coming from Accra, there's a woman who is Totoin Koko. She is not an innocent person who is roasting plantain. She's an informant. So immediately she's at the outskirts of the town. So let's say Asaase Radio, Labone Junction. Then she'll call, hey, Nkrofone Bao. So she's an informant. So it's a whole, shall we call it, law-breaking architecture. And till, as me and my senior agree on a rare occasion, we bring down heavy-handed measures with deterrence. We are not going anywhere. I don't care whether it's MPP, I don't care that it is NDC, of course. That's of my CPP. It has become an NGO. There's now CMPP, CNDC, but that's another discussion. But till we go heavy-handed on this, it is not going to, it is going to get worse. Forgive my cynicism.
Okay, so I'll come to you, Mr. Jantuah, so to continue on the issue of survival. But just before you do that, Sylvester Boatin says that, good morning, this problem of galamsey has become not curable now. If we go the way of shoot and kill, then we will be creating a strong mercenary base in the country, and our peace will forever be gone. Looking at the widespread nature of the activities,
that base has already been settled.
Okay, so he says that it looks like nowadays they are grouping and talking to themselves, and that has made the fight very difficult. Let's find a way to make the selling of the mines, the mine gold, difficult to sell, and contraband goods which cannot be sold without a special seal and business operating permit. I think this suggestion that you are making about selling, that is why the gold board says that it has come to deal with that matter. That is Sylvester Boatin's message anyway. Christopher says that we Ghanaians are evil and corrupt. Wilberforce, just ask yourself how a Ghanaian can easily afford a $150,000 V8 with cash, with the British or American man cannot easily afford such a car, and even if they do, it is with credit. Galamsey is making people rich, whilst the poor man is slowly dying with heavy metals. And that is Christopher. Okay, so quickly, Maxwell says that how can the same politician who went to the Galamsey side to convince them for their votes, if they want to continue doing the Galamsey, will now shoot and kill? So Maxwell is actually saying that the politicians went to the Galamseyers and told them that if you want to continue doing Galamsey, vote for me, because when you vote for me, when I come, I'll let you do the Galamsey. When you vote for the other one, they will stop you from doing the Galamsey. Now they voted for you. How are you going to gather the energy to go and tell them to stop doing the Galamsey? Because they are bold. In fact,
the moral right.
The moral right. Some of the videos we have seen, the people are saying that you people came here to tell us that you let us do Galamsey. We voted for you, have won. Now you are making us regret for voting. Okay, Papa Kow, good to see you and hear your voice again on radio. It has been a long time. And that is George Ampofudodu. Is he somebody you know?
Yes.
Okay. So
he's another runaway seminarian. There are many disappointed Catholic priests working in Ghana.
Okay. So Christopher says
he was at St. Hubert's.
Okay. Christopher says that my wife asked me yesterday, what will I do if I am voted for as president to fight Galamsey? I told her I will introduce a shoot and kill method from day one. Then she said, you will be killing your own cabinet members, your chiefs, and party members.
They are not the ones in the Galamsey pits. At least it will stop the work. It's just that I believe that due process must be followed. That's all. Okay. But if we have to amend our laws, you see, there are two things that we have, me, senior, and then Alex said.
Yes.
One, our social psychology about what is Galamsey about. It's not about survival. It's about people's inordinate desire for wealth.
Yes.
And like it has been said, time without number, if you go into the pits, excuse me, say that guy with a shovel and a headpan, do you think he can afford an excavator? If you go, how much is an excavator?
Hey.
I hear it's about 50,000 and above.
So I have it here.
Yeah, Mr. Jantuah has them.
So you think that Kwesi Menu, forgive the stereotype, in the pit, who is working with a shovel and a headpan and will take 20 cedis a day, I don't know how much, but it's not going to be something that will make him able to afford. So there's no cabinet minister who, you see, I always say Marxist theory is a load of tosh, but the theory of false consciousness by Karl Marx was not revealed to him by flesh and blood. The people in the pits, and I can assure you, just like these people who are in, I won't mention places of names, that are fighting over MPP is better than NDC, blah, 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 blah. The people at the top, they are drinking champagne and making deals across board.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So one, the issue is the social psychology that Alex Aban spoke about. This inordinate desire. Why off camera I said we're all talking about how people are laughing about our cars based on our many degrees and many. you already yesterday I saw her 4 passports. Where okay, I mean confidential information release, right? You already have 4 passports, been everywhere and anywhere. But you're okay too. I said be common deal. Said we will be that. Said we what are there and as God liveth, you never go hungry, homeless. You see, it's the basic, but we are not content with the basics. So now. It is like see and be seen, and social media is making it worse. So one is the inordinate desire for wealth. 2 is the political conspiracy. It appears that in other places, politics brings the best out of people. Here, politics has become like the scum of the earth kind of activity. And the people who are involved in it are taking all of us, or at least those who don't think, for a big ride. So if this guy's wife says that he's going to be shooting his cabinet, no, he's not going to. He's going to be shooting the agents of the cabinet ministers. Maybe the end will be that it will stop. But it is not the cabinet ministers.
But the cabinet ministers can recruit new ones.
Let me say,
yes.
With this helicopter crash that happened, wouldn't you have thought galamseys would take 2 steps backwards and say,
no conscience? No. I was thinking of it.
No, this thing. We have to stop it.
No inform. This morning,
what happened simultaneously? What happened simultaneously? When they're pelting police people.
Yes.
When they pelting police people. Yes. What are we talking about?
In fact, yesterday I saw the story.
They actually fired warning shots.
Yes.
There were 2 people in the video holding guns too.
Yes.
And the police said, hey, you have gone too far.
Wow.
But
you see, I didn't see that one.
Please, it's on your phone.
They were behind the crowd.
Okay. And the townspeople as were saying, were there. Urging them.
And can you imagine?
And now I heard the most ridiculous. They said no, it was Sam winning. It wasn't.
Wait, it was those who have accepted the word honorable, who went to call the townspeople. Assemblyman.
Yes, he has been arrested together with 3 other people.
Assemblyman.
Patrick or say or something.
Please, my women in Ghana, forgive me, but it is true. Some women also have created this particular scenario. In our days, when we used to chase women, they would even give you money to bring Trotro to come and visit them.
The true love now is gone, no, senior.
They would even give you money. We used to do it with Trotro.
Yes.
Ufa taxi and nature say we a boy.
Senior, those days are over.
Ufa taxi and nature say we a boy.
Those days are over.
Now, the women that are here today, if you don't come with a car that they know is something, forget it. Forget it.
True love is gone. Your generation is different.
Forget it. And they come with demands. And you, the man, you have to find a way to satisfy those demands, because they'll tell you, now here crazy. Head what me I but me quite to dying. Oh, but chasing me out the danker to me to mommy.
They be had to make up papaya.
And you feel,
cheap man.
Buy me pen, send man. Okay, galamsey go.
Yes.
Then you go in there.
Yes.
Then you get some quick money.
Yes.
Then you're able to satisfy her. She can buy whatever she wants to buy.
And you see,
because you see,
moral fiber.
Exactly.
You see, what I expect the women to do, you should ask him. When you're free. Where'd you get it from?
Those days are gone.
What? We got to bring it back.
I don't know if we can.
Because the fabric is broken.
It's broken.
It's broken.
You see, what he said about national security. We have all forgotten. We seem to have forgotten. There was about a month and a half ago, we discovered a republic within a republic. You remember?
Yes.
Where the police went in the deep forest. Yes. There was a galamsey community with its own churches, its own electricity.
Ghana? Yes.
Yes. Where have you been? Have you been hiding under a rock, my brother?
Apparently, it was Omani who broke that up.
Yes. You didn't know? Please Google it right now. I've forgotten the name of the community. There were Nigerians, there were Nigerians, there were Ghanaians, there were Benin. It's a whole community of about 2,000 They have their own schools. I don't know whether GES in India, and you see,
you are not talking about dollar power.
That
It's
is
not
different.
dollar power.
That is different.
Okay, let me go to
That is
Alex
different.
because he's joining us. He's with us on video link. So I'm coming to you, Alex. But
why doesn't Alex come to the studio?
Yeah, he's in the village.
Video too much.
He's in the village.
No, Alex, why?
he likes being in the village.
He's
too
in the
much.
village. He's in the village.
Mr. Jantuah, I'll come to the studio
When?
next time.
When is next time?
Soon.
Give us volume on that. When is
Okay,
next time?
So
You see, every weekend I have to come and do some church activities. So you must contribute because now I need money for my church issue. So you must contribute.
he has already gotten.
I hope your church is talking about galamsey on the pulpit to get people to stop.
You know the Catholic Church. We are very resolute when we take a stand. Okay. So we have already spoken about it. The Bishops' Conference has already spoken about it.
Mary boy, you didn't see
It
the
is left with the
demonstration.
politicians.
Okay, so I'm coming to you, Mr. Aban, but let me just do these messages. George Ampofu says that, good morning, Wilberforce. Please kindly ask Mr. Jantuah if he has seen Adudi yesterday at the state funeral when this tragedy happened, and the next day, Ms. JM led a flower laying ceremony. Jantuah was on TV3 accusing Akufo-Addo. He didn't attend. Okay.
I didn't accuse.
You didn't accuse.
I asked the
He
question.
was asking a question.
I was asking the question.
Yeah.
Where are all our leaders? Because it's time to unite. That's all I asked.
Okay, all right. So, George, I'm sure you have an answer. Okay, Abdul Basit Mahama says that the law is clear on what constitutes illegal mining and the penalties it prescribes. Are we to believe that illegal miners do not know how to mine responsibly? Are we suggesting that merely launching an initiative will solve the problem? What we are really doing is dressing up leniency as policy, finding a humane way of breaking into people's homes simply because thieves claim they have no alternative livelihood. So Abdul Basit Mama is still talking about the survival issue, and he's saying that we are just making excuses for deviants. Okay, please. Okay, so Christopher's. Okay, I've sent Christopher's message. We try to read everybody's message as much as we can so that we involve everybody. So going the shoot to kill method is the way to go, and until policymakers are that bold enough to implement it, we must forget the fight against these environmental criminals. Of course, every decision has its pros and cons. These criminals are killing all of us and even themselves gradually. That's Papa. And the last message I read before I go to I go to Mr. Aban is that if the policymakers are not bold enough to declare war on these environmental criminals, we must as well leave all armed robbers the free way to operate, because they also have their rights as humans. So that's the survival issue. Okay, so brand new excavators cost between 900,000 Ghana cedis and 5 million cedis. That's a huge investment. Excavators equipment alone make up more than 70% of the total mining setup cost. This is why burning every excavator seized at illegal mining sites, burning always, burning all, and burning consistently will cripple financiers in less than 3 months. The cost of replacing these machines will push production to unsustainable levels, making illegal mining practically impossible. So you see, Abdul Basit, his saying is that there are people who excavator. I'm looking at myself. I'm standing here. I can't buy an excavator. I don't know where to pass to even buy the tie of an excavator.
I have the prices here.
So, and those who can buy excavators, we know them in the country.
But let me ask a question before Alice comes in.
Yes.
How was it possible for a country that lost nearly 1 million people, devastated, and they become the number 1 country in Africa?
Rwanda.
How did they do it? And you're trying to say they are better than us? I don't think so.
And Rwanda is surviving by tourism, I'm told.
Yes.
Tourism
And we have it here.
Yes.
We have it here.
When I went to Rwanda, I noticed that, well, they are, in fact, right now, they actually have an agency that combs the world fighting to host conferences.
Oh, yes.
So you know that the last AIDS conference, the AIDS conference was hosted in Rwanda. And the previous one was hosted in Hamburg, in Germany.
We can't do it here.
And not only that, on our football jerseys, including my underachieving team, Arsenal. Visit Rwanda. Visit Rwanda.
We are achieving.
Oh no,
we are achieving.
Don't
you look.
Don't start this Arsenal fight.
We are practicing in the dark.
There are other people.
Jokers will flatter to deceive.
We will win this year.
Who are watching and listening to this program who have a lot of stake in Arsenal.
Yes, I'm one of them.
Okay,
I'm one of them.
Ghana too, but I'm saying that.
Okay,
I'm one of them.
I mean, I went to both Highbury and I've been to Emirates, so that's not the issue. But I'm saying that to hark on to Senior Jantuah's point, they have now. So look, they killed. If you look at the statistics, they killed almost 100,000 people in 8 days before it spread out the Hutu, Tutsi, and all that, you know. And yet, look at the, not even plastic. Will you see? It's so clean. It's so. When I was in Coventry University in 2015, one of their students, Kabandana, he was such a. They have Ghana in high regard. They said Brigadier General Nidoho and Co. They literally saved their lives a whole time. You know that?
Yes.
You know, and they hold us in high regard. And I'm sitting down quietly. I'm looking at Kabandana, and I can't say anything. And this is a country, as you are saying, they are doing global forum shopping. They are doing their own jerseys. Visit which football team, the Power of Marketing and Branding University, have you seen visit Ghana or anything? It's recently Kudu started scoring. Then we said instead of sitting on those things, he should use the Ghanaians too. But I know it's a drop in the ocean.
And you know something? Our former FDA boss, they recruited her.
Delis.
Yes, they recruited her.
Rwanda.
Yes, they recruited her.
After we sacked her. Okay. All right. Uncle Alex, the conversation.
Yes, sir.
The conversation is about survival, and we are saying that at the heart of this thing is the economics of it. But how do we resolve the economic issue in the fight against galamsey?
Yes. I have already stated that as at now, the biggest motivation for any young man, any young woman, is how do I get rich? Because in our society, it is only the rich people who are respected. We say, oh, good name is better than riches. It has only become a cliche, but we don't live it. We don't believe in it. And so if it was issue of just survival, I believe people would not put themselves to all these kind of risks. I can assure you of that. It goes beyond survival. It is about accumulation of wealth and the concomitant acquisition of power. So if we take it that it's a matter of survival, we may miss the point. Of course, the young ones in there, though they are doing this for some bit of survival, they go beyond that. Because I can assure you that in his own small world, he also wants to build wealth to a certain level so that his own small world there, he can also be the champion. And so, if we look at it just as a matter of survival, we may say that, okay, if we don't give them alternative livelihood, blah, 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 they will die. They will be starving. They won't have any meaningful life. So we'll have to leave them. Once we live it as a matter of survival, it means then that we cannot fight it. Because the whole business of governance, the whole business of leadership is to make sure that your people live and live well. But if they cannot even get food to eat, then why, and they are doing something which would give them food to eat, why should you stop it? So it's not our survival only. It goes beyond that. Now, I think that we should have proper education on how to deal with this so that we can still do responsible mining without necessarily damaging the environment. I have a company, I will not mention its name, I mean a corporate client. They're into mining. But if you go and look at the setup, you know that huge amounts of money in their own concession, then you see the very chiefs on whose land they have the proper documentation to work have also given portions of that land to galamseyers. I've had the occasion of engaging communities on this, engaging some chiefs on this. Are the chiefs also doing that for survival? I doubt. It may not be for survival. The chief also wants money. Because, I mean, short of, in one of the cases, my client pays the chief, just by being the chief of the place. They pay him about 20,000 Ghana cedis a month. Would that not even be enough for the chief's survival? Why would the same chief even go and give a portion of the same concession to galamseyers so that he will get some more money? Is that survival? I doubt. It is more of building wealth than survival. Having laid that as a foundation, I think that we must probably get those involved in galamsey, if we can put them together and so that they can put their resources together and also go into large-scale mining and then restore the land after they have mined. Because the whole essence is that when you have taken the mineral, you should be able to now put the sand back so that the person who has surface rights as a farmer or whatever activity that he's doing on it can still go back and work. When they are doing their tailings, they should make sure that they do not go into the river bodies or the water bodies to destroy them. Unfortunately, we don't do it that way. So it's a big problem, but what we need more is willpower on the individuals who are involved and political will on the part of the political class. The NDC MPP football game should stop. And let us face it as a national issue and not for issues of attracting votes. It is only when we take out the politics and we look at the menace for what it is that we can resolve it.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Jantuah.
When Alex,
yes,
when he says it's wealth they're trying to build, they're not building wealth. Let me tell you the difference between wealth and riches. It says, while often used interchangeably, wealthy and rich have distinct connotations. Wealthy, long-term financial stability. Wealthy individuals have a stable financial foundation, often built through smart investment, savings, and asset accumulation. Let me go to riches. Riches, high income or assets. Rich individuals often have a high income or significant assets which can provide a luxurious lifestyle. They are not the same.
Okay.
People are looking for luxurious lifestyle. Those who have wealth take time, like the Poku transports of the past. Gradual. And is this gradual?
And it becomes generational.
Becomes generational.
Yeah.
So there's a saying, money talks, but wealth whispers.
Okay.
Two different things.
This is the first time I've heard that.
They are often conflated.
They are often conflated, but two different things entirely.
Conflate wealth with riches, and you see, it's because of the poverty.
It's riches, quick money, penentem. Let me smith me up a year,
so that they can blink. Is that not the expression of the
generation? So I can show that I've arrived. There might not be an iota of sense in their head. It's unfortunate that our country has moved down that line. Unfortunate.
And could that be the reason why people sometimes say riches are fleeting? I think there's a scripture that says riches, it fleets away.
You see. I'm not stopping you, but some of us, we've seen the difference between the time of our fathers and today. The time of our fathers, they took time, gradual to get somewhere. And when they got somewhere, and they were sitting in a car like a Mercedes, everybody says,
yes.
Juma.
He's gone through
the pace.
Self-actualized.
Yes, gone through the pace. Today,
somebody shows up, he has a Range Rover.
Yes, you don't even know where that Range Rover came from.
He didn't even have a bicycle before.
And some of these people don't even have homes of their own. Those in the past, they will build a house first and be driving a kwabwa car. And with time, they graduate. Doesn't happen today. Look, the whole moral fabric is broken.
Yeah.
And we've got to go back and start rebuilding. Look, you are talking about jobs. You're talking about having employment. Maybe we should go down the line of Nkrumah. And what do I mean by that? Nkrumah looked at all the different regions we had and looked at, this region, what are the factories can do there? This, what can this do? What can this do there?
Aboso glass.
Yes, and set those factories.
Then,
gradual.
Matches here.
So that after a certain duration of time, everywhere. But
Mr. Jantuah, we don't even want to go there. Having successive governments, everything from 1D, 1F to, whatever, I've all tried to mimic what Nkrumah
So
did.
why hasn't it worked?
It's because of
personal interest has come in.
Adrian Bonny.
What do you call it? A friend saying corruption has come in. Why do people do corruption? It's easy. It's easy money.
I always say we should remove the freedom and justice on a coat of arms and say Adrian Bonny and Adrian.
But apart from that, in Ghana, you have a shortcut.
For short-term political.
We don't want to go through the what?
Yeah.
Sometimes,
okay. I think So, Mr. Jantuah, I was just going to say that interestingly, in the scriptures, every time the scriptures talk about riches, it talks about riches and wealth. It never stops at riches, and that's because the scriptures or the pastors say that God always expects that you go from riches to wealth. You turn your riches into wealth.
Yes.
And so there's a clear-cut difference, even scripturally, that there's a difference between riches and wealth. Yeah. And that if you become rich, you must translate it into becoming wealth. That is when you have actually, in fact,
if you look at the Bible now you are tempting a runaway seminarian.
Yes.
If you look at the parable of check all the parables of Jesus, it was always the rich people who were in trouble. Do you remember the rich man and Lazarus?
Yes.
Do you remember the rich? Let's not go there. Look. The biggest problem of Ghana, maybe next week you should give us time so that we enter the realms of the spirit. The three biggest problems, apart from the mindset, Adrian Bonny, Adrian Fi, and the politician, the third biggest problem of Ghana
is the religion.
Pastors.
Yeah, pastors.
Especially. And you see, let's leave the pastors. He did a fantastic, which I wanted to go into. Politicians, we have their scorecard. The chiefs, nobody is talking about them much because of fear. But Wilberforce, let's just do a live social experiment.
Yes, false evidence appearing real.
Exactly. If you like, I don't know which, just like the British were trying to bring the Crown Lands Bill, and then John Mensah Saba and the Aboriginal Right Protection Society went and fought against it. So we don't have the South African or Kenyan land problem, for which we must thank them. But if you like, on the Eastern Corridor Road, when you're going towards Akachi, so you do see a lot of where the Saglemi is, and you see a lot of lands there that look barren and fallow. Good. I dare you in the course of the week, you or Darren, go to that place. It doesn't have to be much. Just take a plot the size of this room and start farming and see whether somebody will not show up on the authority of the chief under whose jurisdiction that land falls.
But you are talking about that Accra Kumasi Road.
So how then, as he's saying,
Accra Kumasi Road,
how then is it
land left, land right, bush?
Go and try. So how come that chiefs can tell us that they are not aware of galamseyers within their jurisdiction? You are going to use, you and Darren, just for farming. You try it and see whether within 2 days you will not see Asaase Ura and Ohini Owo Krumho. Then a large scale, you've seen the videos, I've been to a couple of galamsey sites, large scale mining. Chiefs say they don't know anything about it. They have a point. Again, it goes to the post-colonial legislation. We must find time and talk about this another time, not today. But yes, the chiefs have a point. Sometimes, because of centralization, Kwame Jantuah, then before you realize, Papa Kow arrives with a permit and says that I've been given a permit. Hopefully, when we come to the solutions, that is one of the things. I think we must involve the district assemblies and the local.
But why is there some chiefs could stop them?
Great.
Now, say Bonsu Mampong.
Great.
No, you dare. The late Nano say Bonsu. You dare come and do galamsey Mampong.
Mahini and Co have
yes.
done their own bit. So, and there are communities too where they said they don't want mining. You see, so the chiefs we must talk about, and I'm happy you brought it up. The security services. You see, galamsey has become like our politics. Once its dead hand touches you, then you get entwined with a lot of difficulties. There are unverified stories about police commanders who are jostling to go and be divisional and district commanders of galamsey areas. Why? Because immediately they get there, people say visibly, they said the skin crack to say woody. They say the skin are tough to say woody, shining. Because they have friends. There have been videos you've seen where people are afar and they are taking shots of policemen going around galamsey sites, taking what they call sales from the galamseyers. The reason why the galamseyers are so emboldened, sometimes against the police who are coming from Accra, this was the Manson Quanta was IGP stars, they were not from the town. It's because Yehumo Soda may be within this jurisdiction. So who are you to come and disturb us? I always say, and that's why I agree with Mr. Jantuah's heavy-handed approach. It's only the process. In those days when, shall I say, soldiers were soldiers, or there was a healthy fear of the military. Have you forgotten when you are eating and you don't want to eat? Your mother say, "Hey, Papa Police, Bechino." You will level up and start eating. Meanwhile, there's no Papa Police. Yes. In those days, I don't want to go too far. And my father was a military solicitor before he joined the bench. Major Keke Acquaye. I still remember his intake 17 GH 1606, wherein he lies peacefully at the 2BM military cemetery in Takoradi. But that's a different discussion. Those days, when you even see a soldier, it's not often you see them in town. But when you see one, you wonder, if have I done something wrong? Nowadays, where is the fear factor? So like they are saying, him and Lawyer Aban, there's inverted social values. When the philosophy department, Professor Kwame Jantuah, God keep him, Legon, he said Ghana is a society of inverted values. The older I grow, the more I understand why this is so. Look, we are a bipolar society. The things that we pretend we value, we treasure, we do not. We do not. And galamsey is the greatest manifestation of our bipolar nature.
Okay, some of the visuals that are showing on our Facebook portal can be very interesting. I know Mr. Jantuah was reacting to one of them, and we are showing those visuals for you to see and to know the state of affairs when it comes to this issue.
Nobody cares. Babies born deformed. Anyway, like he said, literally the day after we lost these gallant men, a whole community, and they must have heard it. Nowadays, social media, news, radio station, TV station, fantastic what you are doing, are everywhere. You can't tell me this society, even out of sensitivity, did not hear of this. That the following day after these people passed, you are barefacedly attacking an anti-galamsey
squad.
They don't care.
And you see one thing, 300 cities, 400 cities in that area is big money than 300 cities in the urban area.
Of course. Yes.
So why will they stop?
Inflationary pressures.
Anyway,
why will they stop?
So I want us to move the conversation to the next leg, which has to do with this issue about free speech. And free speech is something, I'll start with Alex Aban on that. So free speech is something that some say is enshrined in our constitution. I was looking at Article 21 of the 1992 Constitution, and it's actually under the I think it is chapter 5.
Fundamental human
rights and freedoms.
Later, when I get my take, I'll tell you something. There's no free speech.
There's
freedom of speech.
Okay.
That's another of my contrarian views.
Okay.
But you finish.
All right. So there's no free speech. There's freedom of speech.
Thank you.
In fact, that's what the Constitution actually says.
It's like this lie about free markets. I mean, the right-wing people in Ghana and elsewhere, there's something called free market. What do you mean free market?
So Article 21 of the 1992 Constitution says that all persons shall have the right to A, freedom of speech and expression, which shall include freedom of the press and other media. And then B says that freedom of thought, conscience and belief, which shall include academic freedom. C, freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such practice. D, freedom of assembly, including freedom to take part in processions and demonstrations. So I'll end it at D because I can go on and on, E, F, G, and all that. But essentially, just the 1992 Constitution. And then also, if you look at the Criminal Offences Act, 1960 Act 29, Section 75 of that particular act, you would see something there. Threat of death. And it says that a person who threatens any other person with death with intent to put that person in fear of death commits a second degree felony. Okay, so Councillor Aban, in light of these two provisions that we have read, we know that the records in our country reflects the fact that people in the past have insulted, threatened past presidents, and people in the present are insulting, threatening sitting presidents. Some say that the reactions in the past compared to the reactions of today appear to be a direct attack on freedom of speech. I want your thoughts on this growing development in our country when it comes to people and their choices of what they say on social media and what have you. Please share your thoughts with us, Councillor Aban. Okay, we were not hearing Councillor, but I'm sure he would unmute so we can hear him. Council.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now. I hope you heard my question.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of conscience, freedom to exhibit religion, and all those kind of things. In chapter 5, we have what we may describe as the bundle of rights. But even then, Article 33 even says that the freedoms in there are not exhaustive, so we can still have more. But I would also like us to look at Article, I think 162, which deals with editorial freedoms and freedom of the press and the fact that they should not be gagged and all that. In line with us, the Constitution also says that the freedoms that have been guaranteed, okay, must be exercised in a manner that would not also detract from other persons the enjoyment of their own freedoms. When it comes to individuals, they must respect it, and when it comes to the state must also respect it. So it is reciprocal. It does not mean that freedom of speech is at large. The reason why you asked about what happened in the past and what is happening now, the reason is that the politicians, let me include myself, we the politicians are quick to rise to the defense of irresponsible talk, all in a bid to keep the base of our political parties. NDC is guilty of it, MPP is guilty of it, right? And in fact, the lowest, as far as I was concerned, was the Supreme Court decision on the Kevin Taylor matter. I disagree with them. You see, over the years, in the name or under the guise of politics and partisanship, we have seen people say all sorts of nasty things about persons in responsible positions. And their own people would not come out to condemn it. And even if they come out to condemn it somehow, they will still find ways of trying to, if I say, criticize the ruling party for the way it has handled it. Almost all the, if I say, communicate that comes from the political parties when such things happen. You will see the apology, but before you realize, at the end of the press release, the whole apology would have been clawed back with the kind of criticism that they would level against the ruling party. So we have done it gradually, and incrementally. People are becoming more and more emboldened to say even more, shocking things. That's exactly what is happening. Please, the politicians must not, in the name of politics, glorify nonsense. We should not. And it is time that we let people see crime as crime. If somebody misbehaves, don't bring politics into it. To the extent that this country is so polarized that, even serial callers, people know that, this person belongs to this side, this person belongs to this side. Yes, the person is a full soldier of a party, but he still has a responsibility to himself as a person. And so if he goes to say something nasty, something, foolish, then we go, we apologize for the comments of our full soldiers. Did they do that in the color of politics? These are individuals who are simply misbehaving, and then the political parties rather take it upon themselves to come to their defense, apologize on their behalf. And in Ghana, if you want a case to be thrown out quickly and you can have your freedom, just politicize it. And so somebody commits a crime, because this is just one aspect of it, but let's even talk about it in general terms. Somebody commits any kind of crime. Once the person is a little politically exposed, if he is in the opposition party, he is seen to be a sympathizer or a member of the opposition party. Before you realize, people have massed up there. Free urban movements. Free this movement. Free that. And before you realize, people would not even interrogate exactly what he is alleged to have done. Whether it is true, and it must be seen as such, and the person must be dealt with as an individual, they will not think about it. All they know is that the person is our political party member. And so once he has been picked up, let us go and show solidarity without condemning what the person did. And so we have, cultivated this gradually, and I think it's getting to a point where we are reaping the wrong benefits, if I may put it that way. That's what is happening. And so the political parties should stay away and allow the law to take its course. When that happens, and when those in politics or those in government also go to pick up these people, not with the intention that these are our political detractors, but that they have just committed a crime, and so they are just suspects, and let's deal with them that way, they will also be humane in the way they go about it. Because sometimes they want to also show those who are perceived to be their political detractors where power lies. Now we are in power. So let us go and show them where power lies. The next thing is that those in government must make sure that even when their own people also misbehave and speak things that are unprintable, they should bring them to book and stop shielding them. Because it appears to me that when your party is in power and you say anything about the opposition, there is no problem. When you say it against your own government, they will find a way of punishing you, not using the law, but probably denying you of certain rights that you or certain benefits that you could have enjoyed as a political party member. That's only the extent to which they go. But they will not say that this person said this, we think it is criminal, and we are going to put him before the court and allow the court to take its own course. It appears to me that in Ghana, if you are not politically aligned, we are mobile. Not only in terms of even appointments, but even in dealing with you in certain criminal conduct that you may have done.
Okay, Council. So yes, yeah. Please conclude.
If we really want to, yes, the time has come. If we really want to stop this social media craze and nonsense, the time has come for those in power to deal with it as crime simplicity. Those in opposition to stop rising to the defense of indefensible nonsense. Thank you.
Indeed, yes. And these thoughts are very, very interesting, tough thoughts that are shared by my panel on the fight against corruption. Okay, so let's come back to the studio. Councillor Band will stay with us on Zoom. But Ama Daaku, member of the New Patriotic Party National Communications Team and member of the Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia campaign, has joined us. Good morning to you, Ama.
Good morning.
And we understand why you were late. We hope everything is fine.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Okay, yeah. Nice. It's good to see you. So we've talked about issues of galamsey.
Yes.
And we've talked about the fact that with this tragic happening that led to the death of the 8 persons who have now all been buried, we need to take a strong stance against galamsey and first of all admit that we have failed in the fight, especially the political establishment and those who are currently in government exercising executive authority in the country. They need to accept that, look, we have failed. And then let this tragic happening be the foundation on which we spring to get a new way of fighting this galamsey menace. Just as you share your thoughts, Abdul Basit Mahama says that target low bed trucks too and ban them when caught. This would instantly raise the cost of hiring them because the risk would become higher over time. No low bed truck owner would want to take the risk of carrying excavators to illegal mining sites. So Abdul Basit Mahama is advocating for banning of excavators and also banning of low bed trucks which transport these excavators. Okay. Lazarus says that the country called Ghana, our gift is talking and talking, but sadly we only talk at ourselves. Meanwhile, galamsey is silently killing us, and that is Lazarus. The theories are too much. Please tell the Catholic gentleman in the studio, are we saying the national security don't know what kings of galamsey or know what kings? Okay, I'm sure he wants to say the kinds of galamsey or maybe those involved in galamsey. They should, or the kings, the chiefs. Okay,
kingpins of galamsey. The
kingpins. I think that's what he wanted to say. The kingpins. Okay, he didn't say that, but that's I think what he wanted to say. They should be picked up. Their property seized, and they are and being shot at close range. Charlie, some people are advocating that people should even be shot at close range. Christopher, I understand your frustration, but I don't think we want to go back into those days where people were shot. Mutawakil Nasara or Nasara, yes, it's here on our Facebook, and it says that, good morning everyone. Mr. Jantuah continues to reach out to the former head of state, urging a united front to address the galamsey issue. However, it is clear that while the ex-president takes action against galamsey, the NDC is actually supporting those engaged in it, allowing them to perpetrate their activities even further. So you get Nasar's comment. He's saying that one president took a strong stance against galamsey, the other was supporting them. Okay, and there is James who says that, what are we saying to the politicians in power today who went to the galamsey sites telling them galamseyers to vote for them so they would be allowed to continue mining? Mr. Jantuah is clearly generalizing the issue today. Why won't he go hard on the politicians in power today who are nicodemously supervising the galamsey and shielding the perpetrators? That is James Jani. Okay.
I talked about it today, haven't I?
Yes, I think so. And then there are other messages, but I will come to read them. Let me pick the thoughts of Ama Daaku on this matter. We had already moved on to talk about the issue about free speech. So you are going to have to mix the two because I'm looking at the portal and the time. Okay. So the galamsey issue, the fight, and then the free speech issues.
Well, I think we are linking. Good morning to our viewers and our listeners, and good morning to the gentleman here. I think we are linking the issue of the calamity we faced about a week ago, to the galamsey fight, because that was what they were going to do. They were going to rename an already existing program, the community mining program that the previous government had started. Whether it failed, whether it succeeded, they had rebranded it and were going to rename it. That's my opinion. And this calamity happened. Perhaps if it hadn't been for this whole galamsey matter, they wouldn't have been on that flight. So if people are linking the two, I think they have a basis to link it. I'm sure there are other reasons why whatever happened, and the president has told us that the military is working on it, and eventually we all know what happened, really truly happened up there and out there. But this whole galamsey matter, I'll put it in three areas. One, I think we have to look at our laws and the laws that grant rights of mining, and how we have invested all the goodies in our earth to the president, and the people who occupy the land, they are entitled to what is on top. But anything that is found underneath is given to the president. That is unfair.
On behalf of the people.
It's vested in the president.
Yes.
On behalf of the republic.
I think it's
remember I said we must change
it's
that.
an extremely
I'm happy you agree with
unfair
me.
system. So perhaps the Constitutional Review Committee should take a look at it. Somebody must take
it's different in America.
A proposal to them. People's ancestors actually fought for the lands on which they are existing now. If we go into the history of Ghana, before we went into we became Ghana, people fought for the land. So they conquered the land. Why do you then come together and then you tell me that the land my ancestors fought for, that I have been living on, what is on top is mine, what is underneath is not mine? That is the basics. I think that is a problem, because the young people in those areas feel that, look, gold is money, but they come and mine it and we do not benefit. Those of us that the land belongs to, we do not benefit. Over the years, governments have tried to, almost all the governments have tried to make sure that some of the benefits go back to the people. But you and I know the stumbling blocks in those systems. The stumbling blocks in those systems. Corruption, stealing. And the corruption and stealing is not just the politicians. I am saying this with experience from working with the MDF board, Minerals Development Fund Board. At least I was on that inaugural board for 2 years. And you will see that, yes, the government has made 20% of the royalties available for those people in the communities. But the processes that will have to go through before the 20% gets to them, and they will not even get to them. Contractors are taking some, middlemen are taking some, the chiefs themselves in the communities, the things will come and the people will not even hear that something.
No problem, no war.
So we have to look at it. perhaps we should have a way of giving some of the power and some of the property and some of the goodies back to the people, but with something on the chiefs that they'll have to account to their people.
How do we do it?
I don't know how. I'm not a lawyer,
problem.
but we have to find a way of doing it.
It's not a question of a lawyer.
Otherwise, if we don't do something about it, we are going to go the way of Nigeria, where the young people rose up one day and they see the oil pipes and they break it. We should look at it because it is now becoming a dangerous precedent for people to have the nerve and the audacity to say that. Today I saw a video and I was shocked. One gentleman in Adanse, the Mansu area, video on social media,
videoing himself,
yes, and telling his fellow galamseyers that if you are there and you see the military, you see the police, don't even listen to them, whether they are coming with good news or bad news. If you have your guns, shoot at them and shoot to kill.
Yes, I saw that video.
Okay.
It's a fair gentleman.
Yes.
He was doing the video like as a selfie video, and he was walking in the bush. Actually, I saw it. Yes,
these are levels we've gotten to. I heard the police have invited him.
I'm not surprised.
I heard.
Yeah,
but I hope that they still.
I think that gentleman has apologized,
and he goes to court.
Okay, so Alex is saying that he's heard that the gentleman has apologized.
Apology.
Is that what? After inciting a group of people.
Okay.
That
and so they've let him go.
Oh no. So if the police have invited him, he has to honor the invitation.
So perhaps we should follow up on that one, because I feel that it's videos like this that push the people and give them the energy and the vim to misbehave. Whilst we are addressing the issues of the mineral rights, we should also look at that. That's the first one. Then the second one is the chiefs and local authority. I come from a royal home, so when I'm talking about the chiefs, I'm a bit particular because I'm sure by the time I leave here, calls will come. But the truth is the truth. Some of our chiefs are, I don't know the word to use for them. Apart from now, they have finished selling off all the lands, the ancestral lands that have been left to us. And now they are descending into, because they know they do not have control over the minerals under the earth. They now find these galamsey boys, and some of them sponsor, not all of them, some. You go into these mining areas, those young men have the energy because they have the full support of their chiefs. And if you're a government official, you dare go there.
Be transferred, or
what transfer? The MPs, you lose your seat. It's a matter of course. If you talk, we will vote for you. It's as simple as that. So a lot of the MPs coming from the mining areas, they know where they are coming from. So you realize that most of them do not talk about galamsey matters. Because you dare speak. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, behind his office in Elembele, go and see. A minister here then Kasa. He cannot speak. So we need to look at the relationship between the chiefs.
It's not the place that they said there was galamsey in Crawford.
And he's from Elembele, his town. Go and check. It's terrible. And so that relationship, the chiefs, the MMDCs, the assembly, the MPs, that should be looked at. And the final one that we should be looking at is our own Ghanaian attitude.
Thank you.
Us. And I'll start off with our mothers. And those of us who are on our way inheriting our mothers. And how we treat our young men and young women at home. When somebody finishes the university, and the person hasn't got a job, how do we treat the person at home? A year, 2 years, 3 years. Especially the men. The women, we are a bit magnanimous. But the men, the young men who come out of school, whether it's a university, whether it is the politics, wherever. So he's staying at home, he has nothing to do, he's smart, he's intelligent, and you think that he cannot operate a machine to go and bring out galamsey, go and bring out gold. And the day he goes to the mining site, because he's educated, that's
the video that is showing on Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
The young man who is insulted, not insulting, inciting people to kill the police and the.
Can you imagine?
Now this young man lives in this area, as a mining area. He then liaises with the local galamseyers because he has education. He's good on social media. He's good with the computers. These guys like that. And so he goes in there and he's now managing the galamsey site for the investors.
I like that, investors.
Yes. How do you explain to that young man that now he's getting some cash? Every day he comes home with cash. Now the treatment at home has changed. And you are telling him that he should stop.
You even move out of the house if
his parents,
he can rent a house now.
Exactly. His parents will not, they will not even mind him. They will not even ask him, why are you getting the money for? So what is happening to our moral values too? Look, that young girl goes to the galamsey site and you'll be shocked at the things that go on there. After the elections, I had a TikTok live session with a few of our party people, the young women, and those who are coming from the galamsey side. The things they told me, I was shocked. That they had some of their mates who are in the universities, they are still in school. Can you believe that during vacations, they actually move into these galamsey sites for prostitution? And they come back with enough money to settle them for the semester. So you think the prostitution is happening here in Accra?
But it's dangerous, isn't it?
Go in there and go and see. People think that those ladies come from Nigeria, you know, they are trafficked. No. You are having your brightest and your best going in there because there's money. And it's heart-wrenching. They go back, they come back with infections, they come back with HIV. And you think your sugar baby is in the University of Ghana. She'll come back and she'll give you HIV. Because she went down there. So these are the sort of issues that we are not thinking about. We just think about the brute force, but the social fiber. You might sit in Accra, you think your daughter is going for a holiday in Takwa and come. You have no idea. She might not even be in Takwa proper. I know one of my mates who is now on her way to become a professor is doing a research on these things. I'm waiting for her to bring her results. I'm very interested because we are looking at this like that. It's eating into our way of things. So the lady looks posh, fresh, everything. She's at the UPA. You know, she's in Accra, but you have no idea what she does.
This is so scary.
The young men are going in there. They are now the ones managing the system, and we have some of our ladies also going in there, and they are also. And remember, these are beautiful, intelligent, bright girls. Some of them go over and they take over the investors. They some finish and then they are the ones actually running the system. And when you have the best and the brightest running the system, they are ahead of you. Yeah. By the time the the police and the soldier get there, they are gone. They are gone. Now we are sitting here, we are selling our gold to Gold Board. That is what they said they should sell it to. Do you know how they smuggle gold out of Ghana? We have no idea. And it is being done by our best and our brightest. So that's my say on that galamsey matter.
How do we sort it?
As for solving, as I said, we have to break it into the pieces. One, we have to sort out the issues of the rights. Two, if you're going to do this community mining, whatever the NDC calls, alternative, or whatever, we have to find a way of making it attractive enough for these young people to come back. Or otherwise, we're gone.
And then, you see, right now, when you're going to get married, you've got to test, if this is going on.
You will test them.
You've got to test,
but we all know we have to test.
Hey,
you've got to test,
those of you two who are doing it wrong.
Wilberforce, our elder brother, elder sister are corrupting us.
I am telling you the truth. Those of you, you see the gentleman, fine. You do it like that. You don't test. You just go straight at it.
Okay. So let's have your take on the free speech issue because of the time. So I can come to you, Papa, and then Mr. Jantuah. Yes.
Kum nana do maye radie kum nana do maye. Kumba umya maye radie kumba umya maye. Oh say oh my no. Kum nana do maye. Esu fasho ni yenya no.
You know the leader of the song. That song.
Sammy Gyamfi was the leader. Sammy Gyamfi was leading. Broja Gyamfi was giving him support. Broja Gyamfi is the current deputy minister for defense. No,
please. Nobody should kill Nanado.
That is all I have to say.
What you need to know is that at the time this song was sung, Nanado was the sitting president.
He didn't arrest anybody. He didn't say anything. Dr. Baumia didn't say anything. He just looked at them. Now those people who were leading that are now current members. I'm not saying that wrong is correct. What these young men have done is despicable. How do you say you want to kill the president? Are you okay?
Let's draw the line under this.
But I am just trying to say that they should also grow tough skin. The seed that they planted, the people are learning from them. Now Sammy Gyamfi has been rewarded. Broja Gyamfi has been rewarded. So why wouldn't another young person also think that it is right for me to do that?
I'm coming to that.
So that when the MPP also comes to power, I will be rewarded. Good. That is what we taught them. And some of us came here, me and you here. If you remember, I kept on saying that we should stop. How do you say that? And then you get people insulting you because you said they should stop. Now they have been rewarded. How do you tell these young ones that don't do it when they have seen the rewards? When they have seen the rewards. Look, MPP years ago, and I have had people who told me, Ama, you're a bit too aggressive. You're a bit too loud. MPP does not reward aggressiveness. And I was like, well, me too, that's my style. But now, because of what the NDC has done, rewarding people who insult adults, people who insult, I don't know how to be. Look, how can you insult the head of state? Look at the unprintable words we used on Anado and His Excellency Baumia. Look at the unprintable words we use on their wives. One of the second ladies in this country who have suffered is Samira Baumia for just putting on makeup. Now all those people who are talking about makeup, yesterday go and see their faces. Pawns upon pawns, powder upon powder. But they insulted Samira Baumia for simply looking beautiful. Is it her fault that she's beautiful? We sat in this country and we had people who are now leading the NDC who have been rewarded. There's one gentleman sitting at the Forestry Commission as his deputy, what do we call them? Deputy CEO. Elikem Kotoko. He is the current, I think, deputy organizer for the NDC. Sat on his Twitter pages and insulted Samira left, right, front, center. I didn't hear His Excellency President Mahama calling him to order. I didn't hear any of the NDC elders calling him to order. Today he has been rewarded. Deputy CEO. Sammy Gyamfi is CEO. Broja Gyamfi is deputy minister. So why wouldn't these ones also think that it is right? Why wouldn't they?
Papa Kow, free speech.
Both for the investors and not because I'm personally in that space, but both the investors and what our sister just said, Mukra Edrim. She has made half my point for me. I'll separate the free speech in two. It's about politics and it's about law. When you come to the politics, it's about values and the reward system which we have created. But let's start with the law. And as you beautifully foregrounded it, the Constitution guarantees freedom of speech, which we conflate like riches and wealth because of lazy thinking in Ghana. We call free speech. Please, speech technically is not free. Speech, even though, of course, you know, I know the liberals will take me to America with First Amendment rights and all that. But let's just limit ourselves. There's freedom of speech, which includes freedom of communication and expression. But there is nothing like free speech. Because speech has consequences, legal and illegal. If I say to Kwame, it's Voltaire who said, the French philosopher, that I disagree with what you say, but I'll defend with my life your right to say it. But you see, just like another of my unpopular views, we call the media the fourth estate of the realm, which there's no fourth estate, there are only three estates. The environmental and social conditions that created what Voltaire said are different in these parts. So let us start. And I always like to start, I'm happy I have a royal here, with customary law, which you know is superior to common law.
Yes.
But again, because of mental slavery, as this man on my shirt sang,
it takes
Bob Marley.
precedence.
At customary law and the rules on defamation. What is defamation? Defamation comes from the common law principle that no man is entitled to a false reputation. So if you're a good man, you must not be known as bad. And if you're a bad man, you mustn't be called good. But a customary law, and when you come to defenses in defamation, truth is a defense. But at customary law, the more true something is, the more likely it is that it is offensive. And that is a higher standard of protecting people's feelings. That's why your case of Wenchu and Redua, remember that case by Apaluje sitting in the Kumasi High Court, as well as other cases that have come. It was that at customary law, it's like going to, we all know things that happen. I'm happy a royalist. Yeah, I'm also, I like to, because of my behavior, I like to call myself a half royal, even though, though there's nothing like a half royal. But I would say, how would you know how the map of Rabbi? But there's knowledge that because some of our societies are matrilineal, and there's no bastardry in Africa, paternity is enough for legitimacy. Legitimate say mena, there's no bastard. So I worry you at law. You know. Opa, koneko jina himfie. Nefru be donko. You think we don't know the people who are a donko? Then Liam from be John here because na say yampa. O nye deshe. O summe konya no keke ye do free hobe bi nearby. But they will be entitled to damages. You are aware? Unlike in common law, where I can say to Senior Jantuah, oh no, he can say to, let me use myself as an example. Let's say I've been to prison before, convicted after due process, and I was found guilty, God forbid, of stealing. If I'll ever be sent to prison, I know the two things that stealing is definitely not one of them. You know, and both of you know, but let's keep that. Let's stop our sister from knowing. So let's say I've been to, bad example, I went to steal computers as Asaase. After due process, I was put in prison and I came back. I didn't appeal the sentence, a conviction was secured, no court wiped it off the record. Now, Ochina, you bet Lana Yakasem. Like I disagreed with him on the shoot to kill thing. And he says, oh, keep quiet. We are talking, you thief too, you are talking. I cannot take him anywhere. Why? Because it is the truth.
The record shows that you are ex-convict.
Yes. But there's customary law. Show. It's not like that. Why am I saying this? I'm saying that the bar for free speech, as you people like to call it, is limited. What are the exceptions? I'm zooming in. Then I'll come to the fantastic last point that she ended up with, which is why we are here. One, incitement to violence. Incitement to violence is a limitation on freedom of speech. I don't want to call it free speech now. Like she's saying, the reward system, no, and no, so incitement to violence. So I'm here. I say, hey, there was a case. Again, because this MPP and this thing just dumps down my brain. I don't want to talk about it. But there was a politician who killed all West, blah, blah, blah. He was, of course, trumped up on ridiculous charges. Later, the state had to withdraw. But for example, if I am here and I say, let me use myself again, I'm left-handed. Hey, Obio, lefty, bia.
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
I'm also left-handed.
Three of us, we are southpaws. Our sister is the only odd one today. But hey, Obio, lefty, bia. Or you would dini, mia no kone kuno.
Chanisa free.
Chanisa. Because don't forget, your constitution gives you 3 clawbacks. That the enjoyment of your freedoms are subject to public order, public morality, and then national security. So let us get it straight. I'll come to the history. It comes in my favorite teacher at law school, and the man I like quarreling with most in court, Isankuma, has given a fantastic breakdown. Yeah. Good, I'm happy you know about it. Started from the governor. It's an enterprise.
He talked about the fact that insulting the president is not an offense.
Yes. All the way to the case of Kwekuba when Haruna Atta against Nana Kuneja, where the Court of Appeal. But today is not the day for too much law. Today we don't have time. So these are incitement to violence. Kill all lefties. Do you have the freedom to say that? No. Because you are inciting, like this galamsey guy has done. Violence. Anybody wearing a beautiful black and white, I hope I'm not colorblind, dress today, if you laboni or nam laboni bia kuno
for 2 bono.
Is it free? It's not free. Defamation. No man is entitled to a false reputation. And indeed, interpretation has says man includes woman. So
no man or woman
entitled. So you see a beautiful royal, then you say, hey, mommy, wait, sha. Oh yeah, now I can't. And the usual misogynistic
add libel
things that we say here. Who say Ujina is Lagos Avenue, and who say Adena will say it's not free. She will sue you, and she will get
a remedy.
Third, copyright. A lot of people don't take her as an IP, former head of IP at Registrar General. I tell you, copyright, intellectual property infringement, it's a limitation on free speech. Why? What stops me from going to take your LLM thesis and remove your name and put my name there? After all, your work is an utterance. It's a limitation on free speech. Child pornography. Because don't forget, speech includes expressions, and that's why I love customary law. She's alright. Ask her, Opa, if Otun for your chief, at least we are sitting in state, as a former, graduate in performing arts. You used to call us dondology people. Who mind you? Go and then do this. Pa. You know what that means? To me, royal knows.
That is disrespect to the Otumfo.
It is even treason because
it's like sitting in front of Otumfo and crossing your leg.
Thank you. Try. These are all.
It's only the Otumfo who does that.
Yes,
it's the Otumfo who does that.
And saying this generation, look, let me go back to my proper country and leave you guys. Look, so that is an example of.
Okay, Alex is on. Okay, that's fine.
You should mute. Yeah. Then, so that is also a limitation. Do you know when a body is lying in state? With all due respect, with all due deference, even in your criminal code, go and stand in front of the body and do this. Both at customary law, you know what this means. Go and do this. Oh, you are filing past. No, and I say, both at customary law and in our criminal code at 29, you can be arrested and dealt with. So speech is not free.
And speech is not only mouth, demeanor.
Great.
Yeah.
Like I said, cultural expression.
Demeanor.
You have not spoken, but it's a message.
Yes. Or exactly, or some and then you go and no, he no. So let's get the basics.
It reminds me of Asaase Educatia. When Asaase Educatia did that during their election, that took away the former chairman.
Yes.
He just did.
Yes.
It's even a meme on social media. So speech is
and
not.
We take it for granted, you know.
Speech is not free. But number 2, so this is the law, and Article 21, as you read, contained in chapter 5. But today is not a day for law lecture.
Yeah.
Today we are just breezing through. So speech is not free. So if you are linking it directly to what happened recently, there will be consequences. But because it's sub judice, I cannot comment on. But these things have gone on. Remember, somebody said Tamils was sleeping with somebody in the Flagstaff. Sorry, then he was in the castle. Why he couldn't go home? Nanado. Between Tamils and Nanado, I don't know who is the most insulted.
I think Nanado will win the title.
But
he's the
everybody goes through these things. And why does it happen, as Senior Jantuah said? It's because of the reward system we have created.
Yeah.
Let me show you something simple.
You have a few minutes more because I want to give Mr. Jantuah some small time to comment before we end. So yes, but your education is good. I must
so legally,
confess.
there's nothing like freedom of this. Let's stop it. But what I'm saying is that values. Wilberforce, how do people become politically exposed and rewarded? In other places where you and I have either studied or lived, we look at a bright young girl. She's called Ama Daaku. She's in Legon. Thank you. She's in Legon. She's a member of TESCON. She has, though it's overrated, but it's okay. She has a first class in economics. We've seen her position papers on whether the CD stability is artificial or not. Ama, come and work with the finance team of this. We've seen a young man, it's called Kwame Jantuah. Oh, his father is Kwame Jantuah, that great CPP Nkrumah's minister. Oh, wow. Kwame, we see that you are in test chats. Now that CPP has become an NGO, but when we're in Lagos, CPP is now an NGO. And sorry, as I said, I don't have breaks, but it's okay. There was test chat for TPP, there was TAIN for NDC, there was TESCON for MPP. But right now that CPP has become an NGO, let's test chat. I'm not even sure exists on campus, but they can come out with their statement. Then we see, Kwame, he's into natural resource. Oh, very good. He's written a position paper. Young man, I'm interested in your idea. So what do you think? Do you think that this extractive oil initiative, what do you think of the work of Piak, blah, blah, blah? Then somebody will take you under his wing. Then you start writing papers, doing research. Then you enter the mainstream after school. Like she say, you finish school, somebody will take you, you mentor you, they'll go through. Yes, they also have their rabble-rousing. The problem with Ghana is that the absurdity has become normalized. So how do you gain political entry into Ghana? Join TAIN, join TESCON. As I'm in TESCON, I'll start saying ridiculous. Hey, Sir Wilberforce, no. Oh, you said it. Oh yeah,
I've heard it before.
Then, you have a good. The thing about, forgive the bias, the thing about Southpaws is that we are used to bias. So we are very gracious. Every Southpaw is gracious.
They give you Sunday, so sorry for using my left.
I know.
Sorry for using your left.
So, well, hey, then maybe Ama is at the MPP headquarters, or KY, I'm at NDC headquarters, or he's in just sharing the parties arbitrarily. Say, hey, Sakwano, friends and Kwame Mensa, I want to say, you would Wilberforce here. Bra, why are there 20 CDs? The 200 CDs, the Casamon. Put fire. So
you are not making arrangements for you to appear on TV and radio.
Great. Yeah. It's like the nonsense about the middle and upper class in Africa, where people have developed. The middle and upper classes, they create capital. In Africa, we, the middle and upper class, we consume capital. But that's a different discussion. Until the guy now gets to the top through this system. Until Kumu, Nanado Mayo, Kum Baumia, Kum Samira, Kum John, Kum Lodina. They have, I like the way she uses, that's also amused. Investors. I never thought of it that way. They are investors who are invested in the race to the bottom, which our politics has become largely. Then you get through that system. It's a production line. Somebody too is waiting. So he's also saying, but Paco got to the top by insulting Ama, slut shaming her, she's not beautiful, she's not makeup, all those lies, which are not true. But there's no punishment. It's reward and punishment. You don't have to be Pavlov or Dostoevsky to know about reward and punishment. So I have a younger person too there saying that, this is the way I can also make it. Nobody's interested in your ideas.
In fact, there used to be a saying that in some political party, when you there was another conversation that another party there,
but you know what is happening now? There's something that at the School of Performing Arts, my directing lecturer, Professor Mohammed Ben Abdallah, used to call democratization of mediocrity. Right now across board, look, NDC can pretend they have an ideological institute. NPP just launched theirs, but today is not the day for NDC and NPP. I really don't have time. But even with that, what is the quality of the policy dialogue in this country? It is still the people who are insulting, as she's saying, the people who are shaming, slut shaming, who are rewarded. So why won't, and the world works on reward and punishment. So if I see, say, me, Wilberforce, I'm coming to write brilliant papers with graphs and bar charts and showing that, thank you, my sister. But if Paco, who say, hey, Odidi Nathan, deputy minister, CEO of a state agent, deputy, blah, blah, blah. What will make my younger brother want to be like Ama instead of being like me? So that is what we are getting. The Bible says, sow the wind, reap the whirlwind. So like the values that we've all agreed at a certain base of galamsey, till we change the value system of how we reward people, this is not going to change.
Okay, Paco, interesting. Mrs. Jantuah. Sadly, the time is so run out, but we'll still hear your thoughts about.
Make it very, very small.
Yes.
Tell me, you're a journalist. When was the last and first time you walked somebody out of your studio for talking obnoxiously?
That's an interesting question.
When? Yeah. The media has a huge responsibility. And for them, because it sells papers and it sells news, people come and sit and say whatever they want to say. Sometimes when I open terrestrial TV, and I'm listening. I go through one after the other. People are sitting there talking nonsense, insulting left, right, center. And the host just sits there and does what?
That's nothing.
Nothing. Sometimes even urge them on. Hey, Dioka Nampa, we are sure. Then the person will say more.
Exactly.
The broadcasting bill, has it been passed?
Broadcasting bill? No,
No.
I'm not sure.
After how many years? Why? Why?
It's even about bill. After we have anti-galamsey law.
Why?
Galamsey. It's values.
Why? Is there a particular reason why we won't pass the broadcasting bill to get the media in line? And your media commission, do they have teeth to bite nowadays? Do they have teeth to bite?
Okay, so sadly we've run out of time, but there's a message here for Ellen by Nanaya Mensah. It says, solid point, Ellen.
Solid, yes.
The point. And then there are several other messages that today, unfortunately, I couldn't read all my messages.
It's my fault.
It's a surprise because usually I read all my messages, but today I'm unable to read all the messages. But
Try and read for them. Still some 5 minutes from the sports people.
The sports people will not allow me. They are already standing here. Okay, so let me see.
Do you really want to talk about Ghana sports? Especially football, please.
Those people there, actually, that thing they have gone to do.
It's not only that thing. Please, sports people, please. I mean, what about he said?
Okay, all right.
You now know Ghana sports like Ghana. Okay,
so a few messages before we go out of the studio. Christopher says that people with integrity and love for their motherland will not go into galamsey. The number of times galamsey has been floated to me by people, even in government, is shocking. Ghana is in a serious state. Even some national security operatives are into galamsey, and everyone is pretending. Christopher, this your message is loaded, and I think I am on your side on that point. Tete says that, Lawyer Aban, what are you saying about politicizing crime? Is it a sorrowful and serious indictment of judges and the courts because the solidarity and agitation of political supporters influence the outcome of court trials? Okay, so Abdul Basit Mahama, who is a very good friend of mine, says that anti-illegal mining task force should adopt a strict code of conduct when on the field. Officers must not entertain calls while carrying out arrest or burning equipment. If calls come through from above, they should maintain that they couldn't hear clearly due to network issues. Only after
to use Gen Z language, they should maintain steez.
Only after the operation is completed should they call back, apologize politely, and explain that they were in a poor reception area. By then, the equipment is already destroyed, and no amount of influence can be can reverse it. Okay, Wilberforce, your panelists appear to be massaging the issue on free speech. They keep saying politicians. Which group of politicians embolden their people like Kevin Taylor to spew all manner of vulgar language on social media against MPP in power? Today that they are in power, they think same should not be thrown at them. That's absolutely unfair. And that is James's message. Christopher says that, Wilberforce, Ghanaians pretend too much. At least each panel member in the studio today, this morning, knows a galamsey kingpin. Common names and shame.
Show me one.
It says that common name and shame.
They are.
If I knew one, I would
tell you.
Okay.
They said they don't know, Christopher. Please. Okay. So quickly,
let us know so that we report to you.
Christopher has sent a lot of messages. It's actually Christopher's messages that is so many. Okay. That is why we are where we are. I may disagree with Mr. Jantuah. Yes, I may disagree with Mr. Jantuah sometimes, but he is a man of integrity.
Oh, yes.
Galamsey distraction has done. So galamsey distraction has done beyond finding alternative livelihoods. What alternative livelihood can you offer a galamsey kingpin? They make more money than even the governor of the Bank of Ghana or the Bank of England. So Christopher says that galamseyers are making more money than the governor of the Bank of England.
I don't know why he didn't say the Bank of Ghana. Everywhere in Ghana.
Yeah.
North, south, east and west. Everywhere.
You said it. Yes. You've shown us the map.
Yes, everywhere.
Okay. So lastly, Nasara is greeting Ama Daaku. And then finally, one long message, and then we will close the show today. Scrap metal is a big business, fetching up to $1,800 per ton. Steel smelters are more than ready to receive destroyed excavators. In this light, local mining communities should be supported to build businesses around the carcasses of immobilized excavators. Instead of leaving bent equipment to rot, communities can collect, dismantle, and sell the scrap. This approach will transform local economies. Once seized, there is no recovery. Only permanent loss for the financier and opportunity for the locals. And
we spent 6.2 billion cedis on excavators last year.
6 point what?
2 billion.
Whoa.
Importing them?
Yes.
The state or individuals?
Individuals.
6.2 billion
cedis.
Wow.
You said there's no money in Ghana.
There is. Okay, gentlemen and lady, thank you very much for coming on the show today. I think we have had a very engaging show this morning with first timer Papa Kow bringing us all kinds of
the contrarian view.
Okay, so Ama Daaku is a member of the MPP National Communications team. Ama, thank you very much for coming. Lawyer Alex Aban, who joined us via social media and via video link. Counsel, thank you very much as always.
You brought to the studio.
You brought very interesting perspective to the show today.
That's a warrant.
A warrant to appear.
Thank you very much. I'm waiting for my time.
I'll vary the terms of the money I'm supposed to pay. I'll give you 500 now. Let me do it now. You verify. if you come to the studio next time, then I'll add the other 500. Let me send you the 500 for church activities right now.
He has already reported you that you are going to give 1,000 cedis to the father.
The Roman father.
He can't go back on his words.
Don't worry. I'll say 3 Hail Marys.
Okay, so Councillor Aban, thank you for your participation. And then also we had Mr. Kwame Jantuah. Is a member of the CPP, is a lawyer. He's no longer practicing, and he's actually supposed to have left us, but for the love for the station, he has a board meeting. Mr. Jantuah, thank you for staying. And then lastly, last but not the least, Papa Kow Acquaye. He's a lawyer and he's also a law lecturer.
Call me a lawyer. Just call me a contrarian.
A contrarian, yes, okay, contrarian. He's a contrarian.
Some call me an anarchist, but I'm a contrarian.
Contrarian. Okay, and then he's also a lecturer at the Gyamfi Law School.
Those ones are to amuse myself.
Gentlemen and ladies, thank you very much for coming. I enjoyed the show today, and I hope all of you listeners and viewers also enjoyed it.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.